Matt Williamson and the crew bringing the big screen down here, and we'll be following the 250cc state title and the Sidecar Stampede. Wherever you might be, welcome to Pinjar Park on this Saturday night, just a little bit north of Perth in Western Australia. If you've just tuned in, welcome to you, welcome to you. I'm just needing a nod if we can get going. We can get going. Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask you to be on your feet, please? And gentlemen, to remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem. And here's my old mate, my old friend, Taya Robbins.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. With history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strengths and let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Fantastic. Taya Robbins, wonderful as usual. It's about your third season here, I think. Yeah. Singing better every time. So fabulous to have your company. Ladies and gentlemen, great to have your company as well for tonight, the first night of Pinjar Park for this season. And we do have a great show for you, which includes the running of the 250cc state solo title and also the Sidecar Stampede. And mixed in among that, we've got the 125cc final to come up pretty shortly. We've got flat trackers as well, and plenty of great 500cc solo racing. So another night to look forward to here at Pinjar Park. Ladies and gentlemen, some brilliant people here as well in terms of fast food vendors. So if you need something to eat through the night, need something to drink, we've got you covered. Welcome to Pinjar Park.
Yes, thank you very much, Grant. Great job as normal. Tyler Robbins there with the national anthem. I think just 10 years old. How good is that? We'll be back shortly. Riders just getting back into the pits, getting their gear on, and we'll have tapes up for you very shortly. Just while we got a moment, our referee for this evening, Trevor Williams, Clark of course, Steve Marsden, scorers Sam Sanderlands and Ken Brown. And
can I say ably assisted by Craig Holland?
Yes, yes indeed.
More than ably assisted.
Well, we'll see at the end of the night just how able he is, but certainly he's assisting now and learning the ropes, so to speak.
He's more than able.
Former sidecar rider, of course. So bear with us a moment, folks. Referee's just calling the riders onto the track for the 110cc final. And your starters would be Phoenix Elliott, Pace Sternfeld,
Kobe Robson, is it?
Kobe Robson, yes. So it looks like just the three of them for this final in the 110cc final.
And this will be an opportunity for us, Graham, to see the stopwatch in action.
Yes, indeed.
Because I don't know where it's going to come up on your screen.
I understand it'll be on the bottom right-hand corner. I could be wrong.
So
and we've also got some action brought to you, action replays brought to you by Auto 1 in Morley. Adam Marjoram, he's ex-supercar driver, does a great job out there. Auto 1 in Morley, Adam Marjoram, thank you for your sponsorship and we're looking forward to those action replays during the evening. Matty Williams will bring us some weather reports as well.
Yeah.
And I understand they're also brought to us by Auto 1.
So if you're watching this program, for example, in Vladivostok, you'll see the weather here at Pinjar. Is that it?
Our beautiful weather, yes.
Okay. No questions asked. We've got the, these are the 2 minutes worth of a timed run for the 50cc's. Their final opportunity to have a run tonight. Oh, listen to those beautiful little motors purring along. So if you have just arrived, we've had a junior program. There's about 20 races on the junior program. We feature the 50cc's, which these are. Then we step up to the 110cc's. And we also have 125cc's. The 125cc's purpose-built Speedway bikes, but these ones, well, whether you can tell or not, but they're mainly store-bought. They get about 2 minutes normally to dial themselves in, have a run around, basically start a class for Speedway. An opportunity to learn the skills, learn the craft. As you can see, some brilliant vision of them going off the track there. So I don't know the order that we're running the junior finals in. That was the 50cc final. We've had that one. I'll just wait and see who comes out. These look like the 110s.
110s, I think, yes.
And this would be the final, absolutely. And it's the field that you called out, plus one more. So we'll try and work that out. We've got Phoenix Elliott, the red, Kobe Robson, the blue, Pace Sternfels is in the white, and the yellow. It's got a green helmet, actually.
Well, that's certainly Phoenix out in front, showing a clean pair of heels.
So not quite sure on the 100 on the bike, but the green helmet. Don't have a name for him at this point.
I think that's Kobe Robson out there in the blue helmet. Coming second at this stage.
So it's Ollie Corbett. Ollie Corbett in the green. Thank you, Sam. Much appreciated. Thank you, Trevor, for the relay. So your leader, Phoenix Elliott, takes the win. So Elliot, Robson and Sternfels was the order.
As I said earlier, Grant, I think the track looked a bit sticky and hard to negotiate early on, but the young lads have persevered, and then they brought the track back to them after some racing on it, which is to be expected. Brand new track laid down there, or new material added into the track, I should say, to make it a brand new track. And so it does take a little riding to settle it down. So
a lot of work during the off-season, Graham, by a lot of people here at Pinjar Park. So while you and I just don't exactly rock up and do what we do, a lot of people are here a lot of the time putting this track together. So we'll go with this one. This is the 125cc Bs. Dossett, McCarthy, Sandilands, and this will be Jake Corbett. So getting away is young Dossett, Regan Dossett. Noah Sandilands shoots through down the inside, takes the lead, and relegates Dossett back to third. Axel McCarthy on the heel of Sandilands as they go down the back straight. Pretty tight little track here at Pinjar for the juniors. Sandilands holding it all together halfway home, I'd say, by the looks of it. The chase not being given up by Axel McCarthy, and he comes down underneath Sandilands. Can Sandilands fight back? McCarthy just waited his opportunity. Looks like he might have done enough to take this win, and a good battle between third and fourth as well. McCarthy going to win this one. McCarthy over Sandilands, and then back to the yellow helmeted rider, and that'd be Jake Corbett, I reckon, over Regan Dossett, who finished in fourth. So McCarthy, your winner.
Good job by all the boys.
Sandilands was second, was a great job. Corbett third, Dossett fourth. I'll give you the time because I can't see it up there on the screen. 48.73, 48.73.
I understand there are only two starters in the final of the 125A class.
Yeah, understandable. So we'll call them out for you nevertheless. They'll be Phoenix Elliott and Hunter Mason. Mason will be in the red, Elliott in the blue. Well, Mason gets a great start. It's Hunter Mason, boy from Pickering Brook. We've been talking about Pickering Brook a little bit tonight. But, if you were here earlier, you would have seen Phoenix Elliott go over the side of the Hunter Mason bike. But, these boys certainly enjoying themselves and getting wound up with these 125s. Mason just missing the exit to 1 and 2, and Elliott doing the same as opportunities providing themselves to Phoenix Elliott if he can take advantage, but just cannot get down low enough on the track to get past Hunter Mason. And Hunter Mason drops the model under plenty of pressure there from young Elliott, and Hunter's going to get up and finish the race. But, no time taken on that one, unfortunately. Hunter Mason probably a little bit disappointed with himself, as he would be. But, Phoenix Elliott gets the job done.
I'd say it'd be absolutely dirty. Just as well Mum and Dad can't hear the swearing coming out of the mouth there, I'd say.
Oh,
that's a real shame. He's been riding well. He had 3 wins out of 4 starts leading up to the final.
Yep.
And just dropped the model there. It looks like the track's a bit on and off. There's a dry patch going into turn 1, and then it turns quite wet and sticky.
They did struggle trying to get out of turn 1 into 2, didn't they? They sort of were going well and truly up towards the edge of the track. So that's completes our junior program. So we move on to the senior program, and we've got 2 heats of the 250cc's to start with. So a good night of racing for the juniors, fabulous night of racing, and that normally starts about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. If you've just arrived, folks, and you take a look at the juniors and wonder what goes on beforehand, they normally have about 20 races, as I mentioned before, and that program normally starting around 4:30 or 5. Goes for about an hour, and then we take a break and program proper.
Well, Hunter Mason's have to jump off his 125, forget all about that form of racing and concentrate now on his 250 racing, because he'll be out in the second heat of the 250s in the 250cc state championship. So best wishes to young Hunter, who has ridden well all night long so far on the 125s.
Here we are over in the pits, I'd suggest, on the big screen for those of you who are interested. We've got a pit shot of the boys just lined up across in the pits. They're ready. They're just waiting for an indication from the start line that they can come around. So your starters and riders will be in this first heat of the WA 250cc Solo Championship. Red, Alex Prawl. Blue, Jack McDermott. White, Mitchell McDermott. And yellow, Colby Mason. So Prawl graduating out of the 125s that she was racing last season. Mitchell McDermott, well, still I think eligible to run the 125s. We did see him earlier in the program tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Running on the 125, but wasn't at all happy with it. So riding the 250s.
Blake Russell giving a little bit of encouragement there to the lads.
Yep. So around they come.
Well, they'll have a few butterflies in their stomach, these young lads.
They would have. So just going to line up across the track. Prawl red out of one.
The two McDermott boys here would certainly start out as favourites, but
well, you never know.
Goodness me, there's some good competitors in this field, including Lincoln Metcalf.
Yep, they're ready. I tell you what, it's Big Jack that gets the best of the start. That's Jack McDermott being pursued by younger brother Mitchell. So McDermott down the back straight. McDermott. Mitchell looking for inside line on Big Bro. Not there. And not far back is the Colby Mason. So Mitchell McDermott relegates Jack back to second. So these are two brothers, the younger brother in the lead, older brother running second, and then Colby Mason, he's back in third. Alex Prawl is in fourth, halfway home. Mason looking for a way past Jack McDermott. It's not there at the moment, and Mitchell has really got the elastic band wound up very tight on his 250, and McDermott getting away. So Mason just missed a beat or two coming out of 3 and 4 onto the main straight, and he's slipped a long way back now. And here's the checkered flag. Mitchell McDermott takes the win. McDermott over McDermott. Then back to Colby Mason. Alex Prawl is back in fourth. 66.11, 66.11 to Mitchell McDermott. 66.11, the time on that one. So in this next heat, Hunter Mason red. I believe Trevor Dossett could be a scratching. Mason red 1. Metcalf white 3. Smith yellow 4. I'll just confirm that when the boys come out. Yes, there's only the 3 of them. So we've lost Trevor Dossett for one reason or another.
Well, Lincoln Metcalf's first opportunity to strut his stuff on the big stage here this evening. He opted out of the 125cc events and concentrated on the 250, and understandably so.
I did see him on the track earlier with state champion in the 500s, Matt Marsden, and they were having a bit of a walk around and a bit of a talk. So it'll be interesting to see how Lincoln goes. Here is Xander Smith pulling up here on the outside. The yellow helmet down low, and the red is Hunter Mason. So Lincoln Metcalf just with a couple of adjustments to the bike.
Matty
he's good to
Marsden's
go.
been mentoring young Lincoln, and he's come on leaps and bounds. It's great to see the seniors putting something into the junior riders.
Oh, it's fabulous when they make that commitment.
I understand you've got a new engine in that bike.
He gets a pretty good start too. Xander Smith had a good start, but not able to stay with Lincoln Metcalf at this stage. So interesting to compare the times at the end of this one, Graham. Metcalf is your leader. Xander Smith, always been a pretty big boy in my estimation. He's probably more suited to the 250s than he was to the 125s. And Hunter Mason giving chase. Halfway home for Lincoln Metcalf, running pretty well. He's streeted the field. If you're watching in vision at home, this is your leader, Lincoln Metcalf, onto the main straight. It's, I won't say a battle royal, but a battle nevertheless, because I think Hunter Mason senses that with a couple of appropriate moves, he could be up into second. So Lincoln Metcalf just backing off as he goes across the line. He's going to take the win. And look at this one. Here comes Hunter Mason. Can he get there? Not quite.
Not quite.
Xander Smith gets the job done. So a good win there to Lincoln Metcalf over Xander Smith and Hunter Mason. Back in third, Trevor Dossett was a scratching 66.99.
And that was a 16.68 last lap for Lincoln Metcalf. Quite a handy time there, I would suggest. And we shouldn't forget that was Hunter Mason's debut on a 250cc machine, coming straight out into a state championship. That's a big ask, isn't it?
Well, considering you've spent the last hour running on the junior track with a very different bike, and you can come out. But you could see he gained a little bit more confidence halfway through that race and really started to trouble Xander Smith. But in the end, Smith prevailed with second place. But good win to Lincoln Metcalf. Not a lot of difference between the times. Mitchell McDermott 66.11. Lincoln Metcalf 66.99. So we move to the 500cc solos. First event for them tonight. Nigel Flatman. Flatty. Been around for a while, has Nigel?
61 years old. Flexto flyer.
Mick Godbold will be his opponent in this one. Look at that fabulous red suit that he's got on. Well, they've both got fairly predominantly red suits. No Ian Moylan, he's a scratching. Flatman v Godbold. Oh, Nigel gets a brilliant start. So he might be 61. It's quite incredible. But still got the get up and go. Nigel Flatman over Nicky Godbold. So Mick's graduated from the flat trackers, though I'm still going to run flat trackers tonight if my information is correct. Our information is correct.
Yes, he's going to be competing there as well.
So he's doing double duty. Just finding his way around in the 500cc's. Very different style of bike to the flat trackers. As he negotiates 3 and 4 down the back straight. Flatman is going to come up for the yellow.
Well, he hasn't lost any of his flair and style.
No, he hasn't. He is a style master, Nigel Flatman. Down the back straight. Through 3 and 4 for him. And onto the main straight. We'll get a time on him in a second. 67.90.
Well, rather interestingly, that time, the last lap time, 16.69, was almost identical to Lincoln Metcalf's in the 250 in the heat before. So that gives you an indication of where Lincoln's at.
And Link's probably about a third of his age, or maybe even, I was going to say a quarter, but nah, it wouldn't be a quarter. We'll go for about a third. less than a third.
Good stuff. Lovely to see Nigel out here, still competing and having fun.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
So 500s again. Daniel Winchester, red out of 1. I think you said Lincoln Worrell was a scratching.
Yes, he is, Grant.
So we won't have the Link's pleasure and company tonight. Daniel Winchester, red out of 1. Brian Miller, white out of 2. Looking forward to seeing Brian running tonight. Yellow out of 3 will be Blake Russell. Green out of 4, Matty Marsden. And over here on the fence, in the orange, will be Drew Winchester.
Well, how good is this to see Blake Russell's return to Pinjar Park Motorcycle Speedway, and Brian Miller's just itching to get out and race. So I'm looking forward to this event.
Yeah, so Miller with that green body colours.
Brian Miller had a scratchy season last year with his club duties here as vice president, but he doesn't have any of that weight on his shoulders. He's got a almost brand new bike and he's raring to go.
So the boys just trying to get themselves in line. There we go. So with that gap, they got 4 up here against the fence. See what defending state champion Matty Marsden can do against a very good field. It's pretty noisy down there, pretty noisy up here as well. We're ready to go. Oh, and a good jump by Blake Russell. Boy, and Blake knows what he's doing. Gets round the outside of Drew Winchester. Here comes Matty Marsden. Marsden's in third, going to try and get around the outside of Daniel Winchester. Not happening at this stage. Blake Russell, your leader, got the bit between his teeth. Goes down the main straight. Peter Mueller main straight. He's in the lead. Brian Miller's pulled the bike onto the infield. Meanwhile, here's Desperate Dan on the outside. Dan, the man, can't quite make it happen at this stage. Blake Russell is your leader. We'll see the yellow next time through, only halfway home. What a great race. Dan Winchester goes high. Matty Marsden down low. Can he hold it back? No. Winchester's got a little bit more power going down the straightaway this time. Blake Russell continues to lead. Got a brilliant start. Continues to emphasise that. The unlucky 13 on his back, but it's not going to stop him at this stage. And here comes Dan Winchester. Gets on the outside of Blake Russell. Can he hold it there? Can he accelerate down this main straight? I can't tell you at this stage.
Yes, he did.
Oh, I think it might have been
by a wheel.
Dan Winchester by a short half head. So we'll pay it to Dan. Winchester takes the win.
Well, goodness
brilliant.
Me.
Absolutely brilliant.
If that's a sign of things to come, we're in for some excellent racing.
Blake Russell second, Matt Marsden third. Brian Miller was a DNF, had some engine troubles there. Drew Winchester crossed the line in fourth. And computer error from yours truly with the stopwatch, so we didn't get the time up there. Well, I got a bit excited.
I can give you a flying lap of, I think it was Dan Winchester. Yes, it was 15.57. That's a pretty slick old time.
Yep.
15.57.
Next couple of weeks, I'll try and assemble all of our fast times for the last few years here at Pinjar and get them listed in the program. We'll work on doing that. Sidecars, their first heat of their big program tonight. Their Sidecar Slam. So a few newcomers here, or a few new names to me. Alan Maudsley and Gavin Dunham. They're red out of 1. If they're there, they ain't there.
Well, I can't see. The gates are shut.
Okay.
So.
Blue, Troy Craig and Matt Young. We've seen Troy and Matt before. And Bob King and Daniel Wells here on the outside. So Kingy with plenty of Speedway experience. So these boys, we won't say reasonably new to the sport of Speedway, but not a lot of sidecar experience. That's Troy Craig and Matt Young, who are your leaders over Bob King. And Daniel Wells. It's a very nice looking outfit, the bike that we were just about to say, the King outfit, as he sets it sideways and onto the infield. And unfortunately, once you put the bike on the infield, you're OUT out. And that's where, unfortunately, for Bob and Daniel, they find themselves be excluded for running on the infield.
He's going to have another crack at it?
He's coming out.
Practice?
Yeah, well, he needs the practice. And we won't begrudging that. There'll be no official placing for him.
Bob King, a former 125cc state champion.
Yeah, earlier part of this century. This century's getting away from us. Bring him to the finish line. It's Troy Craig, Matthew Young. 70.17. You've done it, Woody. You've managed to get the stopwatch to work. Perfect. 70.17 was the Troy Craig time.
Good job for Troy there. Rode very solidly and smoothly.
He did.
They're a bit of a handful to ride when you haven't done many laps on them.
I reckon they'd just be a handful to ride full stop. We've done 1,000 laps on them. Looking forward to this next one. Pairing of Mark Drew and Morgan Cornwall. Morgan, who has ridden for Russell Mitchell for quite a while, but Russell can't guarantee to be here all the time because of his offshore work. So he's teamed up Morgan Cornwall with Mark Drew. That's a fabulous combination. As is the next one about to mention in blue, Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. We'll continue the brilliant combinations, Darren Nash and Ash Shield. And we were talking a little bit earlier in the program, Graham, about Stephen McMurray and Jason Williams. Do you reckon Stephen ever gets called Fred McMurray? Do you reckon that might be his nickname?
There's a good opportunity that he may.
Okay.
What a combination. This is coming up to the start line. Reese Liptop, Jesse Thomas.
Yes, yep.
Fantastic.
Been one of the leading teams in Western Australia for the last few seasons.
Birthday boy Darren Nash coming up to the line on bike 23. What a fabulous
So that's his
outfit
age. It suits him. The bike number and his age are the same. Nashy might disagree with that, but they are a sensational combination. State title holders. Got the job done last year that they hoped to get done the previous year. That didn't happen for them. But they put it together last year in scintillating fashion. Darren Nash, Ash Shield.
Reese Liptop here waiting on the start line patiently. Road and Race sponsored outfit. Road and Race are responsible for tuning engines in one form or another, and the great bulk of the sidecars in the field, in fact. Got a dyno tune out there, Road and Race motorcycles.
Put your sidecar on it. So have we lost someone?
There's the McMurray outfit creeping up. It looks like we've only got 3 starters.
Yeah, we
here.
lost Drew and Cornwall, unfortunately.
Oh, that is a shame.
Yeah, but these 3 are pretty accomplished. Oh, great start by Darren Nash and Ash Shield. Reese Liptrot has to settle into second place. Going to dive down underneath, try and get some drive. Can they hold that position? Liptrot and Thomas just underneath Nash and Shield. Nashy goes up high, oh, way high. Loses it for half a moment. It's going to have to come back this time against Liptrot and Thomas. Liptrot and Thomas will know they've got a battle on their hands with Nash and Shield sitting in behind them. Not going to happen at this stage. They get too high on the track again, Nash and Shield. Liptrot and Thomas just skip away a little bit. Nash and Shield close at the end of the straight, but certainly top end speed of the Liptrot Thomas bike, getting them away from Nash and Shield at this point, and Nashy not entirely happy on the corners, you'd say. 1 lap to run, and they've left our friend Stephen McMurray and Jason Williams in their wake. But Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas doing it comfortably. Nash and Shield unable to stay with them. So 67.25 the time on that one. Great first up win to Liptrot and Thomas over Nash and Shield, with McMurray and Williams running third. 67.25. That's pretty quick. But I think the times will come down once these boys bed this track in as well. And we made the comment about the junior track looking a little bit different, certainly the senior track composed in the same way with the soil makeup. Good win, Liptrot and Thomas.
Brilliant, brilliant win. And I would suggest that if that was anyone else down there in turn 4 for sidecars that almost looped the bike, if it was anyone else at Darren Nash, they probably would have. He brought that back under control. I don't know how. He was more than halfway around, but somehow managed to regroup, get off the throttle, back on again. Ash did his job as a passenger to sort the bike out, and away they went again. Brilliant stuff.
Well, he'll be back in the pits now working out what it is he needs to do to stop that bike running so high in the corners.
And we got Jeff Bishop out here. Jeff has Justin Winchester in the chair with him this season. Justin, of course, rode with Daniel Bishop all last year. Probably one of the best sidecar passengers in Western Australia, if not Australia.
So it's listed in your program, folks, as Chromie Holmwood. In fact, it is Justin Winchester. So they're going to just roll up to the start. Bishop Winchester combination.
Two very experienced campaigners.
We're down another number here as well. So the blue is Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft is on the side. Courtney, a young lady swinger, and Jack Fuster, Jonah Sita. We've lost Steve Sutherland and Matty Major, I'd say.
Well, that's a shame.
So this will be another classic battle.
Well, hang on to your hats here, folks. This is something to watch.
Oh, fantastic start by the boys on the outside there. That's the 45, the Fuster bike, the Mills drainage bike. Gets right around the outside of the field, and young Jack in the lead. Going to keep it nice and tight, lackey band tight down on the inside. And he and Jonah Sita, a great combination. Jeff Bishop doing the chasing this stage. Oh, and around they go on that bike. That's Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft, but they're okay. They're going to try and turn it around again. Yes, they've managed to do that. Have a look over your shoulder, see who's coming. Going to let these boys through first. They've done that. Sensible bit of sidecar racing there. At Fuster and Sita really getting away with it at this stage. They'll see the yellow flag come up. Jeff Bishop gets a little sideways too. So a few of the boys just not used perhaps to, as we said earlier, Graham, the new composition of the track at the Fuster-Sita combination. They're doing it oh so well. Going to take the win. Cross the line, do that in 66.29 for Jumpin' Jack and Jonah. Jonah gives Jack a pat in the back. Well done, Sunshine.
Well, goodness me, no big pardons there. Right around the outside through turns 1 and 2. Led the race from there on down the back straight. Never headed. Brilliant stuff. Jack Fuster, Jonah Sita.
He got a good start, as you mentioned, but gee, a good start when you're out this wide and you still got to get around the crew that are down low, and he did that.
Well, particularly on a track that's still being bedded in, first ride of the season, means nothing for Jack.
Now, where have you hidden the flat track list? Oh, here it is.
Right,
okay.
there.
Are they all coming out at the same time? Oh, no. Stuart Humphreys, Clinton Condren, Dean Condren. They could be brother and brother. They could be cousin and cousin. They could be father and son. The Condrens, James Keane, Troy Ralph, Carl Sternfelds. Got them all. Got them all. Now, don't expect a very accurate call on this one. Expect a very inaccurate call, in fact. And they're away. So I'll use the cheat sheet. Stuart Humphreys is down in third. I've just got to see the numbers on the back as they go through.
Well, James Keane jumped out of the lead there, Grant.
Is that James
back in
Keane?
second now.
Oh, okay. So we'll get the number on this one coming through as he goes by. So that's number 3. That's Dean Condren is your leader over the 4 of James Keane, then the 1 of Stuart Humphries. So Condren, that's Dean Condren is your leader. And where is Clint Condren? So he's at 3 on the back. Here's 4. That's James Keane still trying to hold Stuart Humphries out as we go back then to Troy Ralph. And Clinton Condren way back. I don't know where Sternfels is. Might have lost him at some stage. Yellow out for the number 3 of Dean Condren. The number 1 is Stuart Humphries asserts himself in second. Oh, he's going to get a bit of a challenge here from number 4 again, and that's James Keane as they go down the back straight. But bring them to the line, folks. This is the first of the flat trackers tonight. Give them the checkered. And we do. That's a good win to Condren. Condren over 1, 4 and 5.
Well, Dean showed a clean pair of heels there. What a burst of speed going down the straight, and he was able to maintain and carry a lot of speed through the turns, and he built up a bigger lead as the race went on. Well done, very well done. Devils are things to ride on the Speedway track, but he looked like he'd been doing it all of his life. So the all-up time is a 74.48. I don't know if we got that on the screen. I hope we did. We were a little bit busy. 74.48 was the time. First place, Dean Condren. Second place was Stuart Humphries. Third place would have been the 4 of James Keane. Then we went back to, I think, the 5 of Troy Ralph was in 4th place. Oh,
so we've got the second squad out.
See the return on the track of Mick Godbold. He featured early in the B grade solo.
So Mickey Godbold in the, where is he? We lost him. We got Brian there. Brian Watson is the 8. We got the 12 there of Jordan Coleman. 15 Glenn Robbins. He might be is that Tayo's dad, Glenn Robbins? I think it might be.
I do recall, I think now that I think about it, Brian Watson indicated that Mick was going to concentrate on the solos tonight.
Okay. Good start. So Brian Watson down low, he'll be your leader at this stage in the 8 bike. Well, the 9 goes around the outside, but someone sneaks down underneath. Is that Glenn Robbins and someone up on the fence there? We'll get them sorted as they go past, get the numbers for you. Whoa, stay on board, sunshine. It's the number 9. That's Stuart Forrest, or Stephen Forrest. So, or maybe he said Stephen, but we'll go with Stephen Forrest for the time being. He's your leader. And Watson down low, going to try and get back into the lead. I think he's done so.
He's done it.
Big Brian back in the lead over Stephen Forrest, and then the 15 of Glenn Robbins. And tailing them out would be the 12 of Jordan Coleman. Whoa, in too deep, whoa, too fast, yes! Oh, could see that coming a mile away. But he's up and saying, well, you all right? And the race has been red flagged at this point with Watson, your leader.
Well, he went in way too hot.
Oh, yes.
That was always going to end in tears, and it did.
Yep.
But both boys are up and circulating. Well done.
Blood circulating as well, which is pretty good, and I think we might be going to call it. And the call would be with Watson in the lead.
Well, Brian's headed back into the pits. Big Brian, he'd take that win however he can get it.
Yes, he would.
That rider way too hot. The CJ Dodd action replay there.
Yeah, for those of you who can see, that was Glenn Robbins who got in there, and I think might have, what have you done, says Stephen Forrest. What was the idea there?
How good is it to have an action replay brought to us by CJ Dodd there? Rider went way too hot into the corner.
Need a bigger screen, Matt. But anyway, that's all right. Yeah, most appreciative of what you've done for us. Oh, but well, at least when Stephen Forrest. We'll call him Stephen until we get told it's Stephen. At least when he came around, he avoided running through the tapes. Came up to get the checkered, but the tapes are already down. So we're giving that to Brian Watson, and unofficially, we probably give Jordan Coleman the runner-up position.
Well, I was too absorbed in the crash there to see what was happening after that. But look, the boys are doing a good job.
Here's another replay for you if you want it at home.
Absolutely, too hot, way too hot.
So what we had the pleasure of being able to see as Glenn Robbins gets up and says to Stefan, sorry.
Yes.
But we could just see it unfolding because Robbins had a head of steam up down the back straight. It's, I think we might pay a few sponsors at this stage is what we'll do.
The wise one. You've got a faulty thermostat.
Are you psychic?
It's all the steam. What you need is a 77-degree thermostat. Thermostat.
Thank you, wise one.
He does exist.
Well, there you are. Excellent.
Oh, beautiful stuff, and we appreciate the sponsors that we have here at Pinjar Park, and some of the sponsors' names you can see along the air fence. Some of the air fence already with a little bit of dirt on it, Graham, but I can see a name there I'm just so familiar with, Eurocars. And earlier tonight, I know you did a recording, you video recorded an interview with Rod Slater, and we will this year be awarding a Rod Slater medal. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, indeed. Part of the initiative of the Speedway Motorcycle Club here at Pinjar Park Motorcycle Speedway is the opportunity to have a fairest and best medal. It will be named in Rod Slater's honour, the Rod Slater medal. So all senior riders, flat track, solo and sidecar competitors will compete for the Rod Slater medal at season's end. It will be judged by 3 judges, yourself, Grant, myself and Ken Brown, our scorer here in the PA box. On a 3-2-1 basis, 3 for the best performance, 2 and 1 accordingly. And at season's end, the secret votes will be tallied and awarded to the fairest and best competitor at Pinjar Park Speedway. Not only will they win the Rod Slater medal, they will also pick up a cool $5,000 cash for their efforts. Not to be sneezed at. And in addition to that, there will be other prizes for best flat track, solo and senior sidecars, that is. And they will also receive $500 at the end of season for the best competitor. And it doesn't mean to say the best competitor will be automatically the Rod Slater medal winner. The criteria for the Rod Slater medal winner will be the performance on each event, it will be the attitude towards club officials and stewards and indeed the referees. So you've not only got to perform well, but you've got to do it in a fair and sustainable manner.
Bit like Brownlow medal,
It'll
Sandover
be
medal.
identical to a Brownlow or the Sandover medal, or in fact the All Blawson medal back in the old Claremont Speedway days. Yes. So Rod Slater, delighted to have his name honoured in that way. Rod Slater medal for the fairest best competitor for 21-22 Speedway season at Pinjar Park Motorcycle Speedway.
Speedway continues now with the next round, the next heat of the Western Australian 250 solo title, 250cc solo title. Red, Mitchell McDermott. Blue, Colby Mason. White, Xander Smith. Yellow, Hunter Mason. As they come to the line.
Well, Mitch was in scintillating form in his first outing.
He might be looking to go back-to-back, 125cc last season, 250 this season. See if he's up to it. So he's out of one, red out of one, Mason blue out of two. That's Colby, white, Xander Smith, and then Hunter Mason up here on the, oh no, we're loose. We've got them all, yep. Oh, and the best start, absolutely the best start is Colby Mason's. So Mason gets the best start. He's got a long way to go now, Mitchell McDermott, to get past Colby Mason. But if he gets it wound up, he might get the job done. And back in third, Xander Smith. And then Hunter Mason. Mitchell McDermott on the prowl. The two Mason boys out there in this one. You can feel the buzz, and then Mason drifts high, takes a look over the shoulder, sees Mitchell McDermott there, and that's what it took. Just one error, just drifted a little bit high, took the time to look back, and Mitchell McDermott went past him quite easily, and now starting to extend that lead. As we've got the yellow flag out, 7 on his back, Mitchell McDermott is going to go down the back straight. Wide back over this side of the course, Xander Smith leading Hunter Mason. To bring him on home, folks, Mitchell McDermott going to take another one. McDermott home first, 67.06. Colby Mason second. Xander Smith, Hunter Mason. Xander Smith. Good ride to Mitchell McDermott again. I thought Colby Mason might have had his number for a moment. But in the end, McDermott prevailed, got past him about the halfway mark, and went on to take the win. Mitchell McDermott home first in 67.06 seconds. Colby Mason second, Xander Smith third, Hunter Mason fourth. You got some lap times at all, Graham?
I've got Colby's second lap time of 16.62, so that time is falling down for 250cc solos. I would suggest that the third lap of Mitch McDermott's would have been trimmed a little more as well. He was scintillating on that third lap.
Yeah, he sort of missed the start, really, and handed it to Mason, but then he clawed it back. This one is the second heat of the 250s in this round. Jack McDermott, red out of one. Alex Prawl, blue out of two. Lincoln Metcalf, yellow out of three. Jack McDermott gets the best of the start. Alex Prawl gets a good start too, gets sandwiched between himself and Metcalf and Jack McDermott. So Jack's got it in front of him now. Can he hold off Lincoln Metcalf? Well, I'd say he can, because Metcalf's put the bike down. So he's going to get it up. Get going again. He's got to chase those points. He's all right. So there might be something left on the track there by the looks of it, though. Just trying to discern if there is as they go past. So Jack McDermott, your leader, over Alex Prawl. And you can just see there that there could be something on the track. Metcalf has decided to call it quits. He's taken the bike to the infield. Might have lost something. The yellows are out for Jack McDermott. Prawl will, all he needs to do is finish. He'll pick up finishing points a second. I don't think there will be any scoring for Lincoln Metcalf in this one, which is a real pity. McDermott, your winner. It's Brother Jack, 68.51, 68.51. So we are going to have a look at if there's something over there on the track.
Yes, there is something there. I don't know whether it's a shoe or a clutch cover or... Yeah, it looks like a steel shoe. Here's a CD dot, I should say, action replay. Lincoln looking around to make sure he's safe, which he was, well ridden. What a shame for Lincoln. He was riding well. And he certainly geared up for that.
Yep, just maybe just pushed it a little bit too hard into 3 and 4 there. But it's all a learning experience, isn't it?
He'll be ever so disappointed on that. But that's Speedway.
It is. McDermott with the win. Prawl gets second. Lincoln Metcalf, non-finisher. Trevor Dossett did not start as we go to the 500 cc's. So your starters in this one should be Mickey Godbold and Nigel Flatman. Ian Moylan, a non-starter this evening. It's the 2 to go. Good looking bikes. Oh, Super Nige is away. Mick locks in behind him. It's I don't know how many people in the crowd would be familiar with the Red Devil, Mike Broadbanks, who rode in Western Australia many years ago. It was an Englishman, came out with test teams. They called him the Red Devil. Used to have red leathers. I don't think these are red leathers as such that Mickey Godbold's got on. It's more a cover all over the top of his leathers. But nevertheless, he's got the all red colours on. So Nigel Flatman does it comfortably, does Nige, sees the yellow. He's got a good lead over Godbold down the back straight. We take the veteran through 3 and 4. You could almost be out there with him, Graham, I reckon. I certainly couldn't be. 68.04. No response.
None whatever.
68.04.
Well, you can't take anything away from Nigel. He's riding exceptionally well. He's full of confidence. I was just thinking during the course of that race, I wonder how many laps he's done around a Speedway track in his time. Rode at professional level in the UK. Yep.
Well, it goes back into the 80s. Can we say the 80s would it go back to?
Oh,
have to.
I think.
You're going to take him back to the 70s. I don't think so.
Goodness. Did Nigel ever win a state championship here in the West at Clare?
Thought he might have won one. Thought he might have.
Yeah, I've got an idea he might have.
Brownie's down there. Brownie will know. We'd just make it up, but Brownie actually knows. Blake Russell in the blue out of 1. Drew Winchester white out of 2. Daniel Winchester yellow out of 3. Brian Miller green out of 4. Matty Marsden up here on the fence in the black.
Well, you recall Dan Winchester spoiled a virtual race win by the man there in yellow in the last event. See what he can do here.
Well, yeah, and Blake Russell, if he can get that sort of start, and he's off pole, but nevertheless, they've got a great field. Ready to go. And Russell gets the same sort of start. He's just had an exceptional start. Look at Brian Miller down low, trying to get underneath Dan Winchester. Matty Marsden, state champion, stranded back and forth. Oh, around the outside goes Desperate Dan, trying to get past. Blake Russell at this stage cannot make it happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, fabulous stuff. Miller hanging in there with them. As you said, Graham, his season has really changed with the pressure off, without the responsibilities of club management. Blake Russell getting away though. Is Blake Russell really going to do the job here? Here's Matty Marsden, gets underneath Miller, gets up to 3rd. I think he's going to find it pretty hard to advance any further from there, because Blake Russell is doing the trick. The yellows are out. Daniel Winchester gets the bike up on one wheel. That's not going to help your cause, Daniel. You really need to be a lot closer to Blake Russell. That's not going to happen. Blake Russell motoring through 3 and 4. Onto the main straight here at Pinjar Park. Going to take the win, Blake Russell. Russell from Daniel Winchester, Matty Marsden and Brian Miller. That was brilliant. And look at the time. Look at the time, 63.51. 63.51. Fabulous. Blake Russell first, Daniel Winchester second, Matt Marsden third, Brian Miller fourth. Too good. Blake Russell, fabulous.
Well, indeed, a great ride by Blake. He made up for the last event where he got tipped on the line here by the wheel. Goodness me, a really, really quick time.
Yeah, that's digging deep down there. That is so much quicker than anything earlier tonight. So 63.51. Sidecars are out now. Troy Craig, Matt Young, Bob King, Daniel Wallace. Don't think Maudsley and Dunham are here, or if they are, they've got big issues in the pits because they're not rolling around the track at this stage. Troy Craig, can he back it up with another win? Ran, I would say, a half a season last year. I don't know that they ran the entire season.
No, I think towards the end of the season they came on.
And Bob King, as you say, a former junior state title holder in the 125cc division in solos. Made the jump up into sidecars. Been out of the racing business for a while, Bobby King. Daniel Wallace is his passenger.
That's a former Tony Shields bike that Bob King's
It's very
on,
nice, nice bike. Oh, good start though down the bottom by Craig and Young. Bob Craig gets away, the red helmet on. They got the mix and match leathers, these fellas. Bit of black, bit of yellow, a bit of red, and a black bike. Number 31. Is it an ex-Harvey bike by chance? Is it the ex-Chad Harvey bike, the 31? Not sure. Does look a little bit similar. So this is the red helmeted rider in the lead. And we're going to call that man Troy Craig. Troy hustles and bustles it down the back straight. We'll see the yellow out this time through. It's stepping up the challenge. They're pretty happy with what they're doing at this stage, I'd say. Craig and Young. Kingy doing a little better than last time where he put the bike onto the infield. He's riding far tighter lines. Taking the win. The Craig Young combination in 69.61. 69.61. You get some lap times as they went through?
I did 17.19 for the number 61.
69.61.
For the third lap, in fact.
Okay. Well done to Troy Craig and Matthew Young. I'll tell you what we're going to do at some stage at the end of this round, I think. If we get a little bit of a break, we're going to do some giveaways. We've got a couple of passes to give away. I'll announce when. We've got a couple of passes, a couple of entries to Pinjar Park for a meeting this season. We're going to put them in a front row screen stubby holder, so it's doubly delightful. And we'll be looking for an adult to answer a question about sidecars. I won't give you any more hints. But we'll do it at the end of all these rounds, and I'll tell you when. I'll give you plenty of time, plenty of warning. So have we lost someone again? Looks like we might have.
Well, looks like we've lost two.
Bit of attrition.
What's happening here?
Nash and Shield are out there. That's in the red. Well, I shouldn't say that. They are in the red. Steve McMurray and Jason Williams are in the blue. Steve Sutherland was a scratching from an earlier heat, Graham, but Jeff Bishop and Justin Winchester haven't fronted. So I didn't think there was anything wrong with the bike, but Jeffrey is a master of this stuff and he will know, and if he's not running there's a very good reason.
Well, sidecars in modern times are very reliable as a
yes.
rule, and looks like we've lost several already.
Well, first night blues, but 2 goodies to go. Oh, Nashi launches the bike out with Ash Shield on the back. Let's just watch them through 3 and 4, which is where they had a couple of issues last time when they got up there on the track and got it too sideways. They managed that one okay, but still drifting a little high. You can see the stopwatch running away there on the bottom of the screen for those of you good folk at home, wherever you might be, joining us for our call tonight of the Sidecar Slam in association with the Western Australian 250cc solo title being run tonight at Quit Pinjar Park. Purpose-built speedway tracks here in Western Australia on the western coast of the great continent. There's Darren Nash, Ash Shield, who are the state champions in this division, senior sidecars. Pretty much a solo act for them in this one, and we'll see what we manage to stop the clock at for them. Nashy through in 67.05, a 67.05. Nash first with passenger Ash Shield, Stephen McMurray with Jason Williams on board, running home in second.
Well, Grant, a 16.29 for Darren's third lap and the final lap of 16.34, so he's motoring.
So that really gets him down amongst the times that Liptrot recorded, that Fuster recorded. So looking forward to the final of this slam tonight, because some real guns here. Speaking of guns, Liptrot and Thomas red out of 1 in this one. They're up against, well, I don't know, we've got, like we've got the 4. We've got
Mark
the 4.
Drew's back out
there's
there.
Drewy.
He missed the first event.
Yep, he did. We've got Mark Drew and Morgan Cornwall. They were blue out of 2. He's got the red checkered bike. Rock Bryan, Courtney Heft.
How good does Reece Liptrot look on the big screen there?
Yeah, it's a beautifully prepared and superbly maintained bike, and they look after it. Great team.
He likes to get out early, just settle himself on the start line. He's prepared to sit there for a while.
You do notice that, don't you? You see riders' different habits. This will be a tough race for Fuster and Slater. They're up here on the outside again. So they're nestled in next to Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft.
It'll be interesting to see what Mark Drew can come up with.
Yeah.
Morgan Cornwall on the back with him.
First up, past Australian champion. Could do anything. Here we go. Rocking and rolling. Oh, and what a great start. Oh, but someone's off the back, and that's Morgan Cornwall off the back of the bike, and the red flags are out.
Yeah, they'll have to pull that
So
one up.
it'll be a total restart. I did not see exactly what happened. Did see all 4 back.
Well, here we are
All
on the
4 back.
CD Dodge replay. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Bit of a coming together with Reece Liptrot there.
Just, I think, just the power coming out of the gate, and his, certainly no rider fault. It's just the bike just going a bit sideways.
Yes, just a start line.
So all back in.
skirmish.
So Morgan Cornwall back on the side of the Mark Drew machine, the chair, the outfit, the sidecar. And we'll do it again.
Mark did all he could to avoid that, but
You know, the 4 of them got out at the same time. which is pretty remarkable. They all had a good gait, and then basically are coming together there.
That was a heavy spill for young Morgan.
Not much of him.
He'd get a few bruises out of that tomorrow morning.
He's, his bones are sharp. He's not a lot of skin on him.
You've got to be brave enough to get on these things in the best of circumstances.
You do.
After you've just had a heavy spill and to get back on and do it all again.
Get back on the horse. You know, that's what they say, isn't it? Tough assignment. And I mean, I suppose fortunate, not at great speed, but boy, anything like that is still pretty heart thumping as we all set it up again.
1000cc off the start line, they're a real handful, and you've got to try and keep the thing going in the right direction, and if it gets offline, you're in all sorts of bother, and that's exactly what happened in that first restart.
Lip trot, Drew, Brian, Fuster. Another good start. Oh, Rock Bryant got a superb start, but the best start of all was Reese Liptrot down low. Jack Fuster going to look to go around the outside. He doesn't mind doing that. He gets around the outside of Liptrot. In the lead, though, Mark Drew and Morgan Cornwall. Oh, Drew, he gets it a little sideways. Down the main straight, holds on. Morgan Cornwall is the passenger, but he's all over the place a little bit as Drew. Tucking up underneath is Jack Fuster. Fuster going to have a look at Drew this time, but Drew a far better line. And here's Reese Liptrot on the heels of Jack Fuster to see if he can make a move. Not happening. Drew gets high, but he does get plenty of drive off that turn 2 for the sidecars into 3 and 4. Drew holding on with Cornwall on the side. Here's Jack Fuster down low again. Reese Liptrot can't do anything. Can the pass be made this time? Here's Fuster down low again. Just cannot get to the grip that he wants. Drew drives away. Here comes Liptrot underneath Fuster to try and grab third away. This is going to be a beauty, an absolute beauty. Mark Drew, Morgan Cornwall. Well, after the start they got to come back and win that was absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Mark Drew, Morgan Cornwall, 67.98. Come on, folks, put your hands together. That was a brilliant race. An absolutely brilliant race by Drew and Cornwall over Fuster and Liptrot.
Well, considering the young fellow came off the back on the first attempt at starting that race and hung on there valiantly to record a magnificent win with the boss sidecar rider, Mark Drew, former Australian champion.
Yeah, they got the job done. They did it beautifully. 67.98.
They had a third lap, 16.44, so they're on the pace there as well.
So Drew is back. I think that's possibly the best ride I've seen him in since he's returned to Pinjar Park. Didn't see a lot of him last season, but that was very impressive. So here we are with the flat trackers. James Keane red, Troy Ralph blue, Carl Sternfels white, Nick Godbold yellow, Brian Watson, oh okay, we're away. Brian Watson to the lead. He gets that from the 4 bike of James Keane, and then there's a battle royal, so to speak, with the other boys. Big Brian, not only did he bring the numbers around for us, but he's leading this race. He won his first one. He's got 72 on the bike, but he is rider number 8. He's under plenty of pressure there from James Keane. Keane ran pretty well last year as well here, and James is trying to mount a challenge on Brian Watson. And then back in third. We'll try and grab third for you through this time. Keane trying to get underneath Watson, and that's that 9 of Stephen Forrest with the 5 of Troy Ralph, and followed by the red helmeted boy who we'll just try and work out who that is. So onto the main straight again, just one to run. Oh, Watson's gone high. This is all that Keane needed. Well, maybe they've counted their 4 laps. No, what's happened? Watson's buttoned off. He's forgotten. So you've got, what did I say about checkered flags earlier tonight? Onto the main straight. Your winner will be James Keane. Keane from Stephen Forrest, and then Brian Watson. Yep, that's right. That's the time, 76.92. That's probably what it was. So Keane takes the win. did so in front of Stephen Forrest. And then I think, did Watson get up for third after all of that?
I think he did eventually. He was convinced he had the win and buttoned right off, and very content with himself.
Well, never over until a large person sings. 76.92, 76.92 is the time.
If I'm not mistaken, there looks to be a few spots of rain outside. I hope we can get through the meeting all right. It doesn't look threatening at this stage.
Oh, don't say that. Yeah, we just keep on rolling. That'll be the plan.
As an opportunity presents itself, there's a great expectation that you'll stuff it down the inside, but these things with a tall suspension,
you can't.
Yeah, you've just got to mind yourself.
So we get away on bike number 3. That's Dean Condren straight to the lead. Did he win the last one? I think he might have won the last flat track he was in, did Dean Condren. And then there's a bunch of them on the back straight about 40 metres behind Dean, who's done a runner at this stage. Onto the main straight, the Peter Mueller main straight. He is your leader. We'll work out from the 15, and that's Glenn Robbins and the one bike of Stuart Humphries. So Robbins from Humphries there, second and third. Around the outside might be Jordan Coleman. I don't think that might be Coleman running back there. He doesn't actually have a number because that's 2 Clinton Condren at the back of the pack. So it's a Condren sandwich, so to speak. We've got Dean Condren in the lead. We've got Clinton Condren back in 5th. So the number 1 bike, Stuart Humphries, is trying to assert himself in 2nd place. Onto the main straight will come Dean Condren to take the win. Does that neatly. Dean Condren takes your win. Condren from Humphries, Robbins and Coleman.
Well, if any of you would like to have a crack at flat track racing, you've probably got a bike in your shed similar to these. Put a Speedway tyre on the back and away you go. A lot of fun. Come down to one of Pinjar Park's ride and race days, fun days. Have a couple of laps and see how you go.
Now, are we going to have a break? No, I think we are going to bring the tractor out. Okay. So I did mention earlier we're going to do a couple of giveaways for an adult. I'll give you a little bit of time. To get here. To answer a question on sidecars, and I'm going to give you the I'm going to give a couple of these away. So 2 free entry passes and a stubby holder from Front Row Screens. To first adult around here to answer a sidecar question for me. So just come around. I'll ask the question and Graham can take over from here.
Well, I'm just looking at some of the scores for the Sidecar Stampede. Nash and Shield have 5 points after 2 rides. Puster Seater have 5 points after 2 rides. Reese Liptrop and Jess Thomas have 4 points, followed by Stephen McMurray and Williams on 3 points. And in the 250cc championship after 2 rides, Mitch McDermott, 6 points, clean sheet so far. Jack McDermott on 5, bigger brother. And he is then followed by a plethora of riders on 3, Colby Mason on 3, Lincoln Metcalf on 3, and Xander Smith on 3. So the leaderboard is fairly tight in the 250cc championship.
Just going to interrupt you, Graham. I mean, there's just a deluge of adults here. We're giving away 2 free passes to any meeting at Pinjar Park. All you got to do is come over, sir, and answer a question on sidecars. It could be pretty easy. I'm not tough. You are brilliant. Can I ask you your name?
Dan Birch.
Dan Birch. I've changed my mind about asking a question on sidecars. I had to ask you your name. You are the first winner tonight. You get a stubby holder, and there are 2 free entry passes in there to a Pinjar meeting of your choice. Well done. That's how easy it is. 1 more adult's all we need. Here's a bloke running over. I think I recognise him though. Could be Santa Claus in about 50 years. Sir, I'd like you to answer a question for me. I'm not going to ask you your name because I think that would be incriminating. Can you tell me the passenger for Jack Fuster?
Jonas Slater.
Brilliant. Well answered, Steve. You will find in that stubby holder from front row screens 2 entries to Pinjar Park. You pick the meeting, or you can bring someone with you. Bring a friend, as they say. Well done. Good to see you. Always good to see you, Steve.
As I'm walking away from the commentator's hut, the first 2 kids to come up and see me get these passes for their family.
That was too easy. You might do a few more of these.
Grant, just a reminder, the Speedway of Nations is on over this weekend. Saturday, well, Friday and Saturday, I believe, is it, in Europe, is it not? Anyhow, our time, Saturday, Sunday, the 2-night Speedway of Nations, Australia represented by Jason Doyle, Max Frick and Kenyon Rue, the under-21 rider in the team. So best wishes to Australia in the Speedway of Nations competition. I'm not sure they have the firepower to win it, but they've got the determination certainly, and they'll give it their best shot, I can assure you of that. And just quickly, Grant, I was invited out to Maddington Toyota last night for the launch of their sprint car entrance group for season 21-22, a glittering affair. They've upped their sponsorship, and the sprint car winner of the series this year, they'll pick up a cool 100,000 or thereabouts, and on each of the 19 events there's $5,000 to win. So sprint car racing in Western Australia is really, really strong.
It's a big incentive, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to try and find another adult walking past who wants a couple of free passes to the Speedway.
While you're doing that, Grant, we'll go to a quick break.
Adult, A-D-U-L-T. I asked the last guy a really tough question. I'm going to ask you, take a step up and tell me your name.
John.
John, do you have a second name?
Hancock.
John Hancock. Are you a Speedway Hancock by chance? A long line of Hancocks that have raced over the years? Okay, looks like you need a couple of free passes and a stubby holder from front row screens. Well done. No, you're more than welcome. All good. Job well done. Behave yourself. Well, I thought there was some indication that we weren't going to race, but we yep. We have got the lights on. We have got the lights on. We have got the red light on, so I don't know what the boys are doing. Red light means stop, fellas. Red means stop.
Where's the flag?
So we've stopped this race. The red lights have been on all the time. So we'll get an explanation at some stage.
They should have been pulled out. This gate here wasn't locked. We're going to put fuel in? Yeah, put fuel in and send them back.
So that's a non-race. So they had the opportunity to put some fuel in their tanks. Apparently there was a gate unlocked on the track. It needed to be locked, wasn't locked. So they can all refuel and go again. But, curious that you can't see a red light.
Steve, have a word with these kids as well. The red lights are on, mate. They should have all pulled up.
The wise one.
You've got a faulty thermostat.
Are you psychic?
It's all the steam. What you need is a 77-degree thermostat. Thermostat.
Thank you, wise one.
It does exist.
Mitchell McDermott doing what he did previously and getting away from this field in this qualifier for the 250 state title. 1 lap to run for Mitchell, and then back to Alex Prawl, who's managed to get past Xander Smith. And Prawley going to get another couple of points. See if that's enough for him to make the final. But Mitchell McDermott takes the win. 66 for 8, 66. And just missed that one down the bottom here as Xander Smith into the fence down here and over the fence. So I didn't see Xander come around that corner. I was looking at Alex Prawl, but he's obviously come in too wide, and he's clipped the remaining bit of the air fence, and he's over this side. So we might take a little bit of music, Matt, nice and low if you could, nice and quiet, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Well, Xander Smith on his feet, ladies and gentlemen. How about a big round of applause for the boy over the fence here at Pinjar. Not really the way he wanted to finish his race, but walking down the main straight now on this side of the fence. Xander, great to see you up and about, my friend. Yeah. Bit sore and sorry. But, he'll go back with the good people from MDS Medical. He's on the main straight there now. So great work by everyone involved, everyone associated, the AMBOs, the medicos, club people, club marshals. Marvellous stuff. So never like to see someone involved in that sort of situation, but he's able to walk under his own steam back to the ambulance, and he might just go over for some observation, and we should hopefully be able to get on with the program.
Yeah, give him a big hand, folks,
Yeah.
as he gets into the ambulance for a bit of observation.
So, yep, just take a seat and drive over.
You there, Grant and Graham?
We are here, Matt.
Mate, I thought I'd come down and say good day to some of the folks down here, see if they want a few stubby holders. We gave out, I reckon, a couple of hundred already tonight, but anyone here want a stubby holder? Hey, let's get into it.
You've captured their
I don't know
imagination.
if I can throw very well, but we'll give it a try.
You got to put lollies in them, Matt. Makes them go further.
No, makes them too heavy. Then it takes them out. Then we need more ambulances. We don't want that.
No, you're right.
I tell you what, while we're down here, I got to say I'm pretty excited for the first Speedway of the season here at Pinjar.
You are? Go on.
I'm very excited. It's great to be down here again.
It's great to have you here because we appreciate the coverage you give us around the world.
What about this young fella here? Have you been to Pinjar Speedway before?
Yeah.
How many times?
5.
5 times. Are you here to support a particular racer? Who? He's lost all his words, but that's all right. He's got a stubby holder. He's a winner anyway. Let's go and see some more guys, see if we can get out a few of these. Perhaps we'll leave you for a little while and we'll try and our best to empty what left we have of 200.
Yep, you've done superbly. 200. It's a pity they haven't got something in them, Matt, but we can work on that afterwards. Matt Williamson working the crowd, and you've got to admire a person like Matt who actually brings this business to the Speedway front row screens, and they do a marvellous job with covering sport all over Western Australia, and we're blessed in a way that they like Speedway, they like motor racing, so they help us out with some coverage, which is absolutely brilliant.
I'm sure some of those good folk from Pickering Brook could enjoy some of those stubby holders, Matt Williams.
Just ask them if they're from Pickering Brook. You from Pickering Brook? Do they look different? You know, like, how do you tell them if they're from Pickering Brook? So this second heat, we'll see Lincoln Metcalf in red, Hunter Mason blue, Colby Mason white, Jack McDermott in the yellow. So it seems like a while since we were calling the events. Time seems to go pretty slowly during those unfortunate occasions, but good to see Xander up and about.
Well, Lincoln Metcalf will want to get back on the podium here. He's anxious for some points. A great rider. Bit of bad luck here, but he should be into it this time. Colby Mason fronting up. Jack McDermott and Colby's brother Hunter also in the field.
Oh, good start by Colby Mason, but something slipped out of there. Maybe the clutch slipped for a second, but Metcalf in the leader is the leader from Jack McDermott. Mason got the better of the start, but lost it all. Lincoln Metcalf, he's gone straight to the top of the track. Something has come amiss. Maybe lost the cable. Not quite sure. Jack McDermott inherits the lead. Colby Mason up to second now. Lincoln Metcalf, well, he's not quite over, but dropping the model. Another one of the boys, but he'll be up and about. That'll be Hunter Mason, I think. He gets the bike back up and kept it going, but the Reds are already out. And he's onto the infield. So it's all happening, as they say.
Well, goodness me, you couldn't believe Lincoln's luck. Brand new engine, I understand, in that bike, and he's having all sorts of problems this evening. Great rider.
So he's walking it back to the pits. So we're going to declare that one with McDermott the winner. Colby Mason will be second. So race declared, no time taken.
Well, the point situation for the 250cc championship after the third round, Jack McDermott on 8 points, Mitch McDermott on 9 points, Colby Mason on 5 points. So he's not out of it yet. And Lincoln Metcalf can't take a trick. He had a win, and so far it's all gone downhill after that. But he'll bounce back, and this is what Speedway is all about. You take the wins and you've got to accept the losses.
So next one up should be the 500s, and out they come. Mickey Godbold in that exceptionally red suit. His opponent, Nigel Flatman. So a race in two. Let's see how these boys go. Yes, one more set of qualifying events for the 250s. And Flatman gets the better of the start this time. It's Moylan going to try and, not Moylan, Godbold going to try and stay with him as long as he possibly can. But Flatman, a lot more experience than Mickey Godbold. Getting the 500 around quite nicely still is the veteran Nigel Flatman over the main straight. Peter Mueller main straight.
Well, they're going to have to handicap Nigel. This is Mick Godbold's second season, and I don't think he did a full season on the 500 solo last year. It's probably only his third, fourth meeting on a solo.
But, certainly got a liking for it, and looks the part, absolutely. It's well presented, and that's what we love to see.
Well, he opted out of his flat track duties tonight in preference for the 500 solo slider.
Flatman stops the clock at 69.20. 69.20 for Nigel Flatman taking that win.
Third win of the night.
Yes, he's, well, I'll just see how long he can go undefeated. He'd be pretty happy with his outing so far as the next round of the 500s come out. This is a stellar field, this one. Brian Miller red, Drew Winchester blue, Matt Marsden yellow, Blake Russell green, Daniel Winchester will be over here on the outside. He's got an orange cap of sorts.
I couldn't help notice on the last solo event, the 500C solo event, Matt Marsden was one of the best starters down here. He started in his preferred option right out here near the boards. Yep. And in fact, he was about fourth or fifth out of the gate, uncharacteristically.
Yep. It's
see what sort of a fist he can make with a start on this event.
Hard company. He's in the yellow. He'll be the last one out of the gates. He is. And I'll come around here and join his competitors.
Blake Russell's hit his straps early on in the season. He's away and up and running. Dan Winchester sitting there calmly, waiting for everyone else to get on with the business, and he'll come into the tapes now.
Big assignment, this one. Oh, pretty even start, but Marsden, he gets the better of the whole lot of them and gets away. So he's leading this one over the red helmet of Brian Miller. And Russell and Daniel Winchester back in third and fourth and having a bit of a scrap. Matty Marsden probably assessed the situation earlier on and thought, well, boy, if I can't get going on the state title holder, if I can't get going in this one, I've got a pretty tough season ahead. Brian Miller holding on to second. Matt Marsden sneaking away. Winchester up the third. In behind Brian Miller. Miller just riding exceptionally well at this point. Don't want to put the mockers on him. There'll be one to run after this one. Matt Marsden, your leader. Marsden, Miller, Winchester and Blake Russell. Well, he's had two exceptional rides tonight, has Blake. Back and forth at this stage, though. And not going to be on the podium for this one. Your winner, Matty Marsden. Marsden from Miller, Winchester and Blake. 64.34, 64.34. Well, Matt Marsden returns to the winner's circle and does it well.
Well, I was just talking about he's a great starter and hasn't done that all night long, and guess what? Bang, out of the tapes away he went, never headed. Brilliant stuff from Matt Marsden. And a lap time on his last lap of 15.94 seconds.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Now,
we need to get him under 15.
Give or take, that's as good as you do around here.
From a standing start, 64.34 is pretty good.
And Brian Miller put in a great ride there, Grant. One of his better rides all night. He's
it was a good ride.
Speedway,
it was a good ride.
It's good to see him doing well.
So we've had three different winners in the 500s in the senior ranks. We've had a win to Daniel Winchester, a win to Blake Russell, and a win to Matt Marsden. So nice and tight at the top. Sidecars, Bob King, Daniel Wallace, Troy Craig, Matthew Young. So they're just coming out on track now. So 3 rounds of the sidecars. Good field for this slam this evening. I'm just taking a look at the program on your back page. Absolutely, your back page. The sidecar title is the 11th of December. WA sidecar title. So the big shows come up pretty quick. Saturday the 11th of December, mark that one in your book. Both the senior and junior titles for sidecars. Haven't seen the juniors tonight. See if Matt Young on the side of the Troy Craig bike can get the job done again. But this time Bob King's grabbed the lead away, so well, Craig and Young got a lot of work to do now, because Young, he really stretched it out down that, or King, he really stretched it out down that back straight. Bob King looking for his first win in senior sidecars.
Don't put the mocker on him.
No. Could have the form at the moment. And, whoa, onto the infield and back off. Nods his head. Didn't like that. Number 31. Troy Craig and Matt Young might find themselves in not a spot of bother, but it might result in an exclusion. They were pretty much on the infield. And down the back straight, Bob King keeps it together.
Doing a nice job,
Yep.
keeping it smooth. Well, I was to say that, and he goes out wide.
There you
but,
go. Bob King takes the win. King, your winner, with passenger Daniel Wallace. And, well, I reckon that's his first win
yes,
at the senior sidecar level.
Maiden win on a sidecar. Well done, Bob King. Won't be long before they join the seniors in the big boys. These guys are just having a run in their own B division, if you like, for the moment. But
I don't know how much practice Bob King has had, but this is his first official meeting on senior sidecar. He and passenger Daniel Wallace. Craig and Young, we know, did run part of last season, but not terribly experienced.
Hey, gents, I've got Daniel Winchester. Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Hey, look, I'm not really that much about... Could you give me a bit of a tour of the bike? What exactly is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, Brad's just filling up we fill the frames up with oil and they drip down on the primary chain while we're riding. I mean, we obviously lube the rear chains manually with just your standard lube. There's not really much to them, really. There's an external dry clutch. That's it down there. The lever on the side. That's it, really. Let that go and hold the gas on.
Hold on tight and give it lots of beans.
That's it. That's the plan.
How you going tonight? Do you like the track?
Yeah, track's holding together pretty good. It's my first night riding the new surface, so getting the hang of it. But just trying to find a good setup. Yeah, seems pretty good. We've had three different heat leaders now, so it's obviously, you know, it's proven that it's a good mixed track for all sorts of lines. So that's what we need.
Excellent. Oh, good luck for the rest of the night, mate.
Cheers, bud.
Always good to talk to Daniel Winchester. Thanks for that, Matt. And a little bit of an insight into bike preparation and maintenance between races, Graham.
Absolutely, and good to have Brad Muller on his corner. You can't get any better than that. Brad's a stickler for preparation and good quality machinery.
So I'm just trying to work out who we have here. I know we've got Darren Nash and Ash Shield. We got we lost the
That's Rock
Drew
Bryan
Cornwall.
there and 30.
Yeah,
30.
okay. So Rock Bryan is there with Courtney Heft. Steve Sullivan and Matty Major are scratching, as is Drew and Cornwall. So they've got intermittent problems by the sounds of it with that bike.
Well, they had a fine win. I did notice there was smoke coming out of it from the end of the last heat they won. Here we go.
A great start on the outside here by Nash and Shield, but whoa, around sideways goes Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft, and I think the Reds are going to come on for that one. Have a complete restart.
Just again a racing incident. Nothing in that. A bit unfortunate for Rock. He had a good start.
Yeah, brilliant start. Just a little bit of a nudge on the way around by Darren. I'll turn it around and a restart in this one. Yeah, a little bit of attrition. I mean, I don't know. It would be interesting if Matt was able to talk to Mark Drew, because there's obviously a challenge with that bike. They didn't come out the first time, came out the second time and won, haven't come out the third time. So maybe they'll come out the fourth time. We'll find out.
You'll notice the front suspension on Rock Bryan's bike is Russell Mitchell's new design. Totally different to conventional sidecar suspension.
You can see that, can't you? And another good start. Rock hooks the bike right across the front of Darren Nash that time. But Nashy knew where to go. Darren Nash, Ash Shield, up high and sideways and looking down the Peter Mueller main straight. One lap down, Nash and Shield, current state champions, be looking to add the slam. Oh, Courtney, Rock. What's going on here? They've turned it around. Lights have come on again. This was yellow flashing. So, Darren Nash, all he's got to do is finish this one. They did get a little bit sideways over there, Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft, and turned it around. No damage done, though. And your winner will be Darren Nash and Ash Shield. Stop the clock at 69.02. Not their best time of the night, but that's what you take. So no damage done to the Bryan Heft bike, which is fortunate. As we've got another round of sidecars to come.
Well, I can't believe the failures on sidecars. As I say, the sidecar of late are very, very reliable. And here we have bikes breaking down all over the shop.
Well, first night out, and it was interesting to hear what Daniel Winchester was saying about getting used to the track. Because not only does the rider have to get used to it, I mean, the sidecars are set up for a particular type of track and what you're used to doing, and so if the compound changes a little bit, do you start to alter the ratio and make some adjustments and all those sort of things that you might need to do on a different surface?
Well, certainly you'd be chasing setup on your bike,
Yeah.
but that doesn't account for engine failures and other things. Although I see we've got a couple more bikes out here. Jeff Bishop's back out on the track, so he's got his bike circulating again, which is fantastic. And here we have Reese Liptrop, always reliable and presented magnificently, as is the Mills Drainage Fuster outfit.
Yep, and they're off the pole in this one.
Well, he's had 2 starts out of the yellow gate position, so he deserves a red start, which is the pole line.
So we got the 4 of them. Got them all. Fuster and Cetar red out of 1. Bishop and Winchester. Justin Winchester blue out of 2. Stephen McMurray, Jason Williams white out of 3. And Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas will be yellow out of 4.
Interesting to see what Jeff Bishop can do.
Well,
he missed a start for some obscure reason, but the bike looks to be circulating again now, and he's going to have another crack at it.
Oh, cracking start by Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas, but they're going to have a lot of momentum trying to get around the outside of Fuster and Cetar, but can't quite get there. They'll dive low. That's Liptrot and Thomas working on the Fuster Cetar bike, but Jack Fuster, Jonas Cetar got them covered at this stage. What a great race up front. And then back to Bishop and Winchester, who trailed off about 20 metres behind. Around the outside, can you do it, Reese? No, you can't. Thought he was super sideways there and had a look back to see where the next bike was, and that was Jeff Bishop. Jeff was further back, fortunately. Fuster and Cetar down the back straight again, through 3 and 4. And once again, Liptrot and Thomas close. They've got some great speed in that bike number 6, Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. They just quite get it together coming out of 1 and 2 to make an impression on young Jack Fuster and Jonas Cetar, and they're going to take the win. 67-33, 67-33. That brilliant display of Speedway racing. Jack Fuster takes the win, gets the pat in the back from Jonas Cetar. Reese Liptrot rides by, gives him the thumbs up. Jeff Bishop 3rd, Stephen McMurray 4th. As I mentioned, the time on that one, 67-33. It was a good race. Totally a wonderful race, Graham.
Yes, indeed. You talk about bike setup. Reese Liptrot there looks like the back end wants to go around, and indeed it almost did go around. Jeff Bishop had to roll off the throttle and back on again, which set him back a couple of metres, 10 metres or so. But brilliant racing from Jack Fuster and Jonas Cetar out in front there.
So good to see them here. Don't know what the younger brother is doing, what young Adam's doing. Adam Fuster. Try and find out for you for our next meeting. Or maybe one of the wraps, we can talk about it. Out come the flat trackers. So bike number 3, that'll be that one of the Condren boys. That's Dean Condren. He'll hit the lead going down the back straight. On his outside is the 15 of Glenn Robbins. Robbins down low as they rock and roll and wobble through. And bike number 12, that's Jordan Coleman. He's finally got the 12 on his back. He's just had the plate which has said Pinjar Park, but maybe he's turned it around. Justin Coleman running in second. Oh, gets a bit sideways. Brian Watson grabs that place away from him, and then they swap again. So these boys really enjoying a good dice, second and third. That's Jordan Coleman and Brian Watson. Your leader continues to be the 3 of Dean Condren. We'll see if we can get back through the pack a little bit. The 15 and the 1. Robbins back in 4th, and the 1 is Stuart Humphreys. Stewie back in 5th place. But your winner will be, and I think this is his 3rd win of the night, Dean Condren. Condren first, Watson second, Coleman third. And then Robbins and Humphreys followed across the line. 75.35 was the time, 75.35. Great ride there by Dean Condren again.
Brilliant riding. Just a quick update on the Sidecar Stampede point score after 3 rounds. Nash Shield, 8 points. Fuster Seater, 8 points. Liptrop Thomas, 6 points. So it's fairly crammed at the leaders board there.
So we've got, I think, with the sidecars a B final, so we'll probably take the top 3 through, I imagine. That's how it will work, and then the winner of the B. We'll find out. We'll be instructed as we have another round of the flat trackers out here. This is, we're in the 3rd round of heats. This is the last heat for the flat trackers in this particular round.
How good does James Keane bike look there? The light coloured bike.
Lovely. With the Keane written on the side of it. Looks superb, and he's hit the lead, number 4, in front of young Forrest.
He's grabbed it back again.
Yep. Now some young ladies came around and told me whether you were Stefan or Stephen.
Oh, the temptation to stuff it up the inside.
Yep. The temptation was there, but Keeney couldn't hold on. And number 9, Forrest has taken the lead. They'd be pretty happy with that. 5 follows through, and that's Ralph. So Forrest from Ralph. Stephen Forrest is your leader from Troy Ralph, and then the 6 of Carl Sternfels. Well, Carl's up on the place getters, hasn't been there tonight. They'd be pretty happy with that, and I think this might be the last lap as we go through. Take the checkered flag. Stephen Forrest, your winner. Yeah, that's right. Takes the win from Troy Ralph and the 6 of Sternfels. And yeah, here we go with replay on the big screen pretty shortly, I think, of James Keane. Got a bit too keen. Forrest was just there on his inside. Yeah.
He did it all on his
Keeney,
own.
yeah. Oh, keen as mustard. Puts it down, gets back up, but by then they've all gone past.
Thank you to the crew at CD Dodd there. It's brilliant stuff.
Yeah, he's fallen off the horse. There's no hope. He gets back on, but good night, nurse. 77.67. 77.67 for Stephen Forrest.
The wise one.
You've got a faulty thermostat.
Are you psychic?
It's all the steam. What you need is a 77-degree thermostat. No mistake.
Thank you, wise one.
It does exist.
Just a little bit of track maintenance after we've done our commercial commitments, and just prepping the track for the last round of heats, which will be 2 more rounds of the 250s. See if Mitchell McDermott can maintain his unbeaten run. Then we've got 2 rounds of the 500s. The fabulous action on offer. Blake Russell, Matt Marsden, Brian Miller, Daniel Winchester, Drew Winchester. See if we can add a 4th name in there as a winner tonight in the 500s. Sidecars, the Troy Craig, Matthew Young, Bob King, Daniel Wallace battle will continue. And then we move to 2 more rounds of the Sidecar Slam to determine who might qualify for that one. And we've got, as I say, we've got 1 more round of all of these boys to come. Points are pretty tight because I think you've already been through those for us, Graham. But if you want to go through them again, I know I'm depriving you of your calcium or your potassium fix there. Yep. So
just recapping on those, Grant. Nash Shield on 8 points, Fuster Seater on 8 points, Liptrot Thomas on 6 points.
So that they'd be, if we stopped it right now, they would be automatic qualifiers for the Slam final tonight, or the Stampede final tonight. But you've got a few more there in contention, I'd suggest.
Well, there's been a few bike failures, as you know. Drew and Cornwall came out in the 2nd round and won that handsomely, but I don't believe they finished the race, the first event, and they didn't come out for their 3rd event, so they remain on 3.
Yeah.
McMurray Williams on 3, Bishop and Winchester, they dropped 1 heat where they didn't appear, but they are on 3, so there's a bit of a jam on 3 points.
So if all those boys went into the B, I mean, it's quite possible in the B final you'd have, say, a Drew Cornwall win or a Bishop Winchester win, and both of those teams are capable of taking it to the guys who we're saying are pretty much already guaranteed to start, aren't we?
Well, they're looking very favourable at this stage, certainly. It's not over till the fat lady sings, as you know, but I wouldn't mind being in Nash Shield, Fuster Seater or Liptrop Thomas's position right now.
They're going to have a better choice of gates, that's for sure. So it's traditional, I'd say, that the top point scorer will get to choose the gate. So, yeah, you'd rather be in their shoes. But, you know, knowing that you've got, you know, possibly a Drew or a Bishop going to come out and spoil your party, well, all interesting stuff. But we've got another round to go.
That's right. If Mark Drew can come out and win another heat, that puts him on 6 points. Bishop and Winchester are capable of winning a heat. So, you know, we don't know what the outcome is just yet. It's building up to some level of excitement.
Final heat for these boys in the 250s. This will be Hunter Mason. Pardon me, this will be Colby Mason. Colby Mason in the red, Lincoln Metcalf the blue, and Alex Prawl the yellow. Great start there by Lincoln Metcalf. And as you said earlier, Graham, he needs a change of fortune because he hasn't had a good run tonight. But, he's got it together at this stage. Oh, Colby Mason gets a little untidy in front of Alex Prawl, but no damage done. And Metcalf on his way. So we might go through their points at the end of these two rounds because they will be final points to decide who's in the finals. Lincoln Metcalf leading the way well indeed over this stage of Colby Mason. And then back to Alex Prawl, the yellows on display. Graham Headington doing his job. And then down the back straight with Lincoln Metcalf and through 3 and 4. Holds on tight, takes a look over the shoulder, not to worry. Takes the win, Lincoln Metcalf, slowing down 67.22. Colby Mason second. Oh, and Alex Prawl has a look at the fence. That was remarkable. Yeah, got up on, well, he's had a hand over the fence. Coming out of 3 and 4 does present a problem sometimes to a few of these boys. 67.22, as I said, was the time. Prawl in third. Metcalf took the win over Colby Mason. So last heat of the 250s. Before we can go through qualifying points, we'll see Hunter Mason out of 1 in red, Mitchell McDermott blue in 2, Jack McDermott white in 3. I don't think Trevor Dossett is a starter, so just the 3 to go.
Well, Mitch McDermott's undefeated so far, and he's looking reasonably good for this heat. Although you can't,
he's got big brother
Jack
there. No. And those McDermott boys get a brilliant start. They rolled out together, and Mitch has got it tight down on the curb there on the pole line. Here's Jack going to try and find a way past. And Mitchell will wind that bike up. He's certainly a momentum rider, as Mitchell McDermott gets going, and very smooth behind the handlebars. Jack McDermott not giving up the chase. And back in third place, Hunter Mason. Well, he'll stay on the bike, get some points, Hunter. Mitchell McDermott will come up and see the yellow. There is no rear vision mirror to check where brother might be, and he hasn't even had a look over the shoulder at this stage. He's got about 75 metres on him as he comes through 3 and 4 onto the main straight. Mitchell McDermott stops the clock at 67.91. 67.91. Not as fast as Lincoln Metcalf's time, but he's got the win. Mitchell McDermott first, Jack McDermott second, Hunter Mason third.
Well, the point situation there in the 250cc championship thus far. Final still to come, of course. Mitch McDermott undefeated on 12 points. Bigger brother Jack, 2 points back on 10. Colby Mason on 7. And Lincoln Metcalf, unlucky Lincoln Metcalf, on 6. He's a classy act and just had some machine problems. Didn't start in 2 events, but won 2. So he's considering himself a little unlucky, I think.
So the way the program is set up, he will have to run the B by the looks of it to qualify.
It looks like that's the case.
If they take the top 3 through, then he will have to run the B and win the B.
And if that's the case, the B final will be made up of Lincoln Metcalf on 6, Alex Prawl on 5, Xander Smith, who won't take any further part in the meeting after his accident, is on 3, and Hunter Mason on 2.
Right.
So it looks like it'll be Lincoln Metcalf on 6, Alex Prawl on 5, and Hunter Mason on 2 that will be in the B main.
Got a start in this one for the 500s. Flatman out in front. It's almost a rerun of every one we've had this evening. Vicky Godbold back there in second. Ooh, a little bit of bouncing coming through there, and he gets up near the fence as well. So could just be a little bit rutty down there out of 3 and 4. It sends some of them up towards the fence. Flatman doing it well. Keeps that low line pretty well. And Moylan avoids the ruts. Down the main straight. Flatman will come round and see the yellow on display. Here it is for him. And one more to run. Flatman. See what he can stop the clock at. Can he get it under the 70? Doesn't look like it. 70.23. And Godbold in second. Flatman's had a good night. He's won his 4 races. Probably wishes he could take about 30 years off of what he is at this stage and get up there and mix it. But still brilliant to be doing what he's doing. Flatman first. Godbold second, 70.23. Drew Winchester red out of 1, Matt Marsden blue out of 2, Blake Russell white out of 3, Brian Miller yellow out of 4, Daniel Winchester green out of 5. So another brilliant battle coming up here.
Daniel made a good point that there have been 3 different winners on the circuit so far in the 3 heats they've had, which indicates there's nothing much between these riders. They get a good gate, they've got every chance of winning, but it's providing some exciting racing in the 500cc division. And we've got more riders to come, I understand. As I said earlier, Jack McDermott will be in a 500. We've got Luke Colleen going to debut on a 500 in a week or a meeting or 2. I understand Declan Colleen is going to have another run.
Blake Russell with...
we've got Lincoln Worrell to come back into the field. We've got the 2 Zitis boys from Pickering Brook.
We got a few of them around. Just got to get them on the night. And just got Blake Russell with, hope, a temporary issue with the bike. He did put his hand up on the line and then went back. Trying to get a start here. It's got a start.
Well, Matt Marsden made a brilliant start on his last race. That set him up for a fine win. So
see if he can repeat it.
Let's see if he can carry that form through in this heat. Well, here we go.
Marsden in blue, Russell white, Winchester in the green. Oh, Blake Russell, Matt Marsden, but Marsden just beautifully, and Russell tries to skip around the outside of him, doesn't work. Brian Miller, Daniel Winchester doing the chasing. Winnie's going to go super high and try and get some drive here. Blake Russell's parked it up, so he does have an issue with that bike. Miller and Winchester battling superbly for second and third. Matt Marsden not getting away though, and the Miller-Winchester battle is a brilliant one. This is a phenomenal solo race. Marsden, can he hold on? Because here comes Winnie. Winnie knows he's got the top end speed. He's just got to find a way around the outside or the inside of Matty Marsden, and this might be the chance. Winnie down the inside. Here is the chance. He slides down underneath. Marsden's up high. Winchester beautifully timed. Marsden's going to come back, but Winchester's taken this one off him. Winchester going to take the win. Winchester going to take it. Winchester, Marsden and Brian Miller, 65-25.
Well, Daniel Winchester, he's absolute best there. He bided his time until the opportunity presented itself, and he didn't waste any time going to the lead and holding it from there on. And Grant, I've got a lap time, believe it or not, 15.89 seconds.
I believe it. So
that was his final lap, which he was really wound up like a clock by that time.
He's a thinking man's rider. He once he was able to establish himself there in second, he had a pretty good look at the lines that Marsden was running and knew when his opportunity was there. And he was able to take it. That's the other thing. It's knowing it's there is one thing, but being able to take it's the other. Well done, Daniel Winchester. Takes the win, 65-25. Second was Matt Marsden. Third was Brian Miller, and didn't he ride a superb race?
Lovely race.
What a brilliant race.
Lovely race.
Fourth, Drew Winchester. And unfortunately, Blake Russell had some issues, which...
yes, he'd be dirty with that.
Yep. But he's had a great return to racing. He really has.
Well, this track seems to be dialing in nicely. I mean, sub 16 seconds for a 320 metre circuit.
Yep.
I mean, that's good.
It's pretty good.
Speedway racing. And you've got to be good to do it.
Well, we've got some good ones. We've got some great guys running here. Sidecars now. Bob King, Daniel Wallace. Can they repeat? Can they take their second win of their career? King and Wallace. Blue out of 2, and Craig and Young are next to them. Only the 2. And Craig and Young get the better of the start. And Kingy's missed a couple of gear changes.
Looks like it jumped out of gear, or he's dropped the chain or something. Oh,
yeah,
no, he's circulating again.
Yep. He certainly missed something there, and oh, that's good night, nurse. So Troy Craig, Matt Young. Oh, there is something amiss there with the bike, the King bike. So he gave it a big rev and it went nowhere. He's just rolling around. So he'll probably take it off on the infield now, I'd imagine. Or has he got enough to keep going? You can hear the motor. Pull onto the infield. Just let it roll around. So your winner, all hail the conquering hero. He's taken the win. And that's Troy Craig with Matt Young on board. And unfortunately, the bike, the King Wallace bike, is going to get pushed back to the pits. 70.53 was the time, 70.53.
Well, it's great to get wins, but it's equally important at this stage for these guys to do laps, as many as they can, get the experience, set the bikes up correctly, learn the track surface.
Yeah, we found a bit of chain over there, I'd suggest. Being handed over.
Matt Young, the passenger on Troy's outfit there, he's been around Speedway racing for a while now. I think he had a stint with Rock Bryan at one time and a few other people.
I think it was Rock Bryan and Matty Young that used to ride together for a while. You're right. Stephen McMurray, Jason Williams, red out of 1. Jack Fuster, Jonas Cedar, blue out of 2. Jeff Bishop, Justin Winchester, white out of 3. Mark Drew, Morgan Cornwall will be white out of 4. That's yellow out of 4. That's if they're all there. We've only we've lost a couple. Lost a couple big time.
Well, how important is this for Jack and Jonas, Jack Fuster, Jonas Cedar? They've just got to circulate and make sure they stay in the lead position, and they clicked another valuable 3 point.
Now their opponents, and Stephen McMurray and Jason Williams, don't have the runs on the board at this stage of their Speedway career. So you would think it would be an all-the-way win, but you never say these things ahead of a race. All sorts of things happen.
Well, the 79 bike there, I mean, again, laps, and they're improving each meeting they compete in, so it won't be long before they're tapping the heels of the big boys.
So Jack Fuster was not going to relent, and he just absolutely blasted out of the start line. Jonah Cedar, all he had to do was hold on to that first corner and then swing over the side. Gets down very neatly on that bike as they drive away from the McMurray-Williams combination. He's in good form tonight, young Jack. Down the main straight, and I know you'll grab some times on this one as we watch our stopwatch go around. The yellow will be out this time through for Jack Fuster, Jonah Cedar. They're the younger sidecar combination going around here. Certainly one of the younger combinations going around anywhere in senior sidecar ranks in Australia, and having said that, one of the best teams going around as well. 67.11. That's a pretty good time.
Well, I got the last 2 laps of Jack Fuster's at 16.25 and 16.16.
That's
so
neat.
Pretty good times for sidecars.
That's very neat.
That's an absolute credit to Mills Drainage. Clayton Mills, the owner of that bike. He pulled it all apart during the off-season. Every nut and bolt's been replaced. Rolling chassis been stripped bare and repowder coated. Engine rebuilt. New front wheel, new rear wheel. Chains. Absolute credit.
First out of the gate, Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. Darren Nash, Ash Shield out next. There's another team over there in the gates, just about to emerge. Could be Rock and Courtney.
The Fuster-Cedar combination, incidentally, Grant, has only dropped 1 point. They finished second in their second ride. Otherwise, they've won each of their heats. So they're really putting the pressure on. And they've got the runs on the board now, and everyone else has got to chase them.
They're through to the final. We know that.
Reese is going to have a word or two to say about this. He won't lay down and take this lightly. He'll want to win here. But of course, he's up against Darren Nash, Ash Shield. This will be a virtual match race. Not discounting Rock Bryan, but as you say, he hasn't got the runs on the board so far this evening, so I'm sure it'll be a match race between Nash and Liptrop here.
And Rock with Courtney Heft on the side. Oh, great start by Nashy though. Darren Nash out of that gate like the rocket ship he is, and on the rocket ship he's on. So Liptrot and Thomas will have to give chase, and they'll have to stay nice and low if they want to be in contention, and that's where they are at the moment. They get down low, but can they stay low? They can drift across the front of the Nash Shield bike, and they do. Put the sword to them, get into the lead. Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. Well, that is a brilliant move by Liptrot and Thomas into the lead. Down the main straight again, Liptrot and Thomas getting the job done. Darren Nash will not give up, but just does not seem to have the power at this stage to match it with Liptrot and Thomas. Drifts a little high. That won't do his chances any good at all. 1 to go. Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas. A fair habit screaming at this stage, the number 6 bike. Getting away totally, absolutely through 3 and 4. Reese Liptrot, Jesse Thomas. Bring him home, folks. Great win. 66.99. 66.99 was the time. Very impressive for Liptrot and Thomas in that win over Nash and Shield, with Bryan and Heft back in third. 66.99. No pressure on you, Graham, but any lap times?
They're reeling off 16.3s and sub 16.3s consistently. The track's coming back to itself. The boys are handling it very well. And what a win for Reese. I don't think Darren Nash was expecting that. Great passing move.
He got down low and stayed there, and then got underneath him there in, well, effectively what is 1 and 2 for the sidecars, and that was it. It was a brilliant move. Out come the flat trackers for their last 2 heats of the night. Go through the field for you. Stephen, where are we? Stephen Forrest, Mick Godbold, Clinton Condren, Jordan Coleman, Glenn Robbins. And lost someone on the way. At 12 bikes out in front, that's Jordan Coleman. He's found another life in this second half of the program. He's back in 4ths and 5ths in his first couple of rides, but he's really come on strong. Jordan Coleman, your leader. Coleman from the 15 of Glenn Robbins, and then back to the 9 of Stephen Forrest. Stephen Forrest, I apologise, forgotten. Jordan Coleman continues to lead. Glenn Robbins look to the outside, and there's Stephen Forrest 9, and then the 2 of Clinton Condren. Well, Clinton's out of it at this stage. The yellow flag's about to come out for Jordan Coleman. Can he grab his first win of the night, can Jordan Coleman? Or will Glenn Robbins or Stephen Forrest get up and spoil the party? Oh, Glenn Robbins!
Whoa,
Nearly did it again. So he's going to go down the inside here. Now I've done it. I've got past him. Glenn Robbins, yes, hold on, Glenn. Now accelerate. Back comes... Oh, yes.
Good stuff.
Oh, that was fantastic. They are difficult bikes to ride on a speedway track. Robbins gets the win over Forrest, and then back in third, over Coleman, I should say, and then back in third was Forrest. So he'll be pretty happy about that, Glenn.
He appeared to be a bit happy pumping his fist over the line. Well done.
Yep.
Terrific ride. And as you say, they're a devil of a thing to ride, really. They're not designed for this sort of racing, but they make them, adapt them to suit. They put a speedway tyre in the rear.
And away we go. So there's 6 of them out for this final heat of the flat trackers. They've got a final as well. So your field is Brian Watson, Carl Sternfels, Troy Ralph, Dean Condren, Stuart Humphries and James Keane. Keane will be keen to make up for that mistake he had last time. And they all shuttle into turn 1 with Dean Condren out in front. And the boys just trying to find the throttle when they can. And then feather it fairly gently because their bikes, you can see them jumping and bucking all over the place. Brian Watson second, James Keane up to third, and that'll be Troy Ralph in fourth. That's your top 4 at this stage. As Dean Condren starts to sort himself out, getting away from this pack. Brian Watson running second. James Keane then in third. Not in contention, and then Stuart Humphries is up to fourth. 1 to go after this time through. Dean Condren, Brian Watson, that's the order. No change up front. Oh, does a wheel stand just to show us. Dean Condren, I think, might going to take his 4th win of the night. Top qualifier, does that, Dean Condren. Brian Watson second. James Keane in third. Stuart Humphries in fourth. Troy Ralph. And then the 6, I'd suggest, of Carl Sternfels. 75-29. 75-29.
Well, big Brian Watson muscles his way into second position out of the gate, but he couldn't go on with it from there. I thought he was in for a nice win there, but second place, not to be sneezed at. And James Keane did make amends for his fall in the previous event. Finished third on a lovely looking bike.
Yeah, it's certainly superbly presented.
Grant, an update on the Sidecar Stampede scorecard.
Please.
Nash Shield, 10 points. Fuster Seta, 11 points. Liptrop Thomas, 9 points. So there are your three leaders, automatic qualifiers, I'd suggest, into the A main. And then, goodness me, depending on who's got a bike that's still running, Drew Cornwall on 3, McMurray Williams on 3, Bishop Winchester on 3, and Rock Bryan and Courtney Jane on 2. So, yes, it's going to be whoever can get their bike out in the B main to have a run at it.
Well, exactly. So we might have an opportunity for some commercial reminders over there, Matty. We've got Grader and a water truck to do some final prep ahead of the finals. We've got the 250cc Solo B final first up after this break, but then we're into the championship. We've got the 250cc championship and the final of the Sidecar Stampede to come. You're at Pinjar Park. Glad to have your company.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my...
The wise one. You've got a faulty thermostat.
Are you psychic?
It's all the steam. What you need is a 77-degree thermostat. Thermostat.
Thank you, wise one.
It does exist.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord.
Okay, we're back on air now, and Grant, I'm suggesting we've got a bit of a job to do to select some riders for not only the Rod Slater medal and a secret vote, secret ballot, 3-2-1 basis, but also riders of the night in each division. And I'm suggesting so far Dean Condren in the flat track division has done very well. I think he's had 4 rides for 4 wins. Dan Winchester in a very tight packed field. I think he's probably done the best of the solo 500cc senior riders. I think he's had 2 wins and looked really sharp and menacing on these other rides. Mitch McDermott has been outstanding in the 250s, of course. He's had 4 rides for 4 wins. And boy, oh boy, between Fuster, Seta and Nash and Shield, you could throw a blanket over them all night long. They both performed magnificently. Big job.
Yeah, but a great job. So looking forward to announcing who those people might be tomorrow morning, though, on the wrap.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget the winner of the eventual 500 solo, the flat tracks and the senior sidecars may not necessarily be the eventual winner of the Rod Slater medal.
Correct.
Could be two different riders, of course, or competitors.
But we've got probably half a dozen in the mix tonight, at least, I'd say, which is a great start. There's, Dean Condren certainly in the flat track has asserted his authority to this juncture, as has young Mitchell McDermott, who was just over here with brother Jack, taking a look at the start line. Probably trying to make up their minds about where they want to start from, because I think they're the top two qualifiers, aren't they, those McDermott boys?
Yes, indeed they are. Which was how I predicted this event, that they would start out as favourites, joint favourites, which has proved to be the case. Lincoln Metcalf, I'd say, consider himself very unlucky. I mean, he's got a new engine in that bike. It's a top bike. He's got mentoring from Matty Marsden, a very classy and now quite experienced rider, and just out of luck tonight. Not out of form, out of luck. So,
well, if he do we think he's got to win the B final? Is that what we think he has to do?
Let me just turn my page back again for the 250 sidecars. Lincoln's on 6 points so far. So there's 10, 12 and 7 in front of him. Jack and
well, he's not
Mitch
going to
McDermott.
He's not going to get any more
Colby.
points.
No.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We've got a whole bunch of information here. So, okay. Yep. So we can give you starting positions, presumably. Just going to double check something here. How can Lincoln be in it already? He hasn't got as many points as Mason. Colby, mate. So we're just giving the riders an opportunity over in the pits to do some final prep on their bikes, on their outfits, do all the final bits and pieces they need to do. Some of the boys will be out in the B finals, hoping to win that, whether it's the B finals for the 250s or the B final for the sidecars, to get through to the two big ones tonight. Sidecar final is the last event of the night, Graham. Second last event of the night is the 250cc Western Australian Solo Championship final.
Okay.
So they would be getting their points over in the pits at the moment. I mean, the points that they've received for their racing, and know where they can start. I think Mitchell McDermott quite obviously worked out, having won all these races, that he was top qualifier, could come over and have a look at where he wanted to start. I don't know if the sidecar boys are in the same boat, whether they've actually got that information yet, because normally they will come over and have a bit of a look on occasion.
Now, I have to say, Grant, that the points that I've been reading out are unofficial.
Oh yeah, they're unofficial.
They are my tally, not the scorer's tally, so there could be discrepancies. I think I've got it fairly right, but we'll wait for the official scores. But there is no question about Mitch McDermott's fine performance. 4 wins out of 4 rides, a maximum 12 points, so you can't do any better than that, and he's assured of being a starter, as would his big brother Jack, who may have his last ride on the 250 in the final, in fact, and then he'll move up to the 500s for the second, or for his next meeting.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision, but as we observed a few hours ago, you know, being able to ride 500s this season, and there being no 250 title, Australian title, because of circumstances around COVID-19 over East, it's probably a logical decision for him to make.
Oh, absolutely. I'd do the same thing if I was in his shoes. I would jump straight onto a 500 and learn my craft on that bike, and he would be better suited to a 500. He's quite a tall lad now.
He is.
A little extra power, and I'm expecting big things from him in 500.
Okay.
They're very committed to solo racing as the McDermott family.
Well, they have a storied history, so to speak, don't they? Holler for a marshal.
Yeah, and Mitch, of course, is already the 125cc state champion. If he can pull this off tonight, he'll double up and be the 250cc state champion. So
yeah, he's got that ahead of him. But plenty of opposition.
And I've already mentioned, of course, Luke Colleen, sensational rider in junior division. He'll be debuting on a 500 when he returns after his hand injury, which wasn't Speedway related, incidentally. It was just a freak accident, but and very disappointing for him. He's chomping at the bit to get back on the bike and compete against the big boys, and I'm sure he will do very, very well against them. He's committed to solo racing. He wants to go to Europe. He wants to make it a career. And I think he's got every opportunity to do just that. I think he's good enough.
We've seen him over the years, and he certainly has the capacity, the ability, the attitude. He's got it all. So it's just a matter of putting it together on the track. But as you say, you know, an unfortunate incident, hand injury, not related at all to Speedway, and it's put him out of action for a few weeks. But we wish him well. It'd be good to see him back here, as this will be the B final. So one of the Mason boys out there, that's Hunter Mason. So we'll see what he's out of. I think he might be out of wide out of 3, Hunter Mason.
Well, this looks
Blue out
like
of 2
Colby
is
coming
Alex
around
Brawl.
here, which surprises me a little. But
well, I would have thought he had more points. Well, this is curious because Colby Mason's got more points and he should be in the A final. And Lincoln Metcalf should be out here as well. So it's a strange setup. No further comment from me. Colby Mason gets away. Alex Prawl and then Hunter Mason. Well, Colby Mason wins. He'll be in the A final, but he's drifting nice and high. Gets sucked into that turn 4 fence. Gets away with it though. Colby Mason has a look down and looks back up. Around we go again. Colby Mason in charge at this point. Alex Prawl and then Hunter Mason.
Well, we have had it confirmed that Colby, in fact, is doing it the hard way. He's already qualified for the A main.
Don't know why he's running the B then. He's got the yellow flag flying in front of his face. He's through. He's away. Just got to negotiate 3 and 4 and can probably button off. And knowing he's got this one well and truly captured, Colby Mason takes the win. So I'll be interested to see who our starters are in the final. 69.25.
Well, by my reckoning, Colby's done it the hard way. He, in my view, he shouldn't have been in that race. I think Lincoln Metcalf should have been to qualify, and he would have. So, in my view, the A main will be Mitch McDermott, Jack McDermott, Colby Mason, and Lincoln Metcalf.
$69.25 was Colby Mason's time, and taking that win. Alex Prawl second, Hunter Mason third. Sidecars B final.
Well, this will be interesting as well. I've got no idea who's going to be in this B final. There's a whole bunch of riders on 3, but that's not the problem. It's who's got a bike that's still running.
Well, you might get Rock Bryan out there. I think Rock's been pretty good all night. Rock and Courtney. It's their first time that they've run together as a team.
Yes, it is. And Rock chooses to run the Russell Mitchell new suspension design because he's a tall man, and the new suspension allows for a bit of adjustment on the handlebar position, forward and aft of the bike. So it allows him to have a bit more reach and lay on the bike rather than sitting more upright.
So Troy Craig and Matt Young, they're out there, but that surprised you. You didn't think they'd be in the B final, did you?
No, but they've ridden well enough to be.
They've done enough.
And in the absence of other bikes, for
graduated,
entertainment value, I fully support this move.
Graduated through. I'm with you. Just got to find someone for them to race against. Sidecars B Division Final. Oh, no, this is the Sidecars B Division Final. Sorry, I got a bit excited.
All right, okay.
Yeah. So there is there not a B sidecar final? Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's the top 4 that go through. We're always prepared to be surprised, aren't we, Graham? You got to be. So maybe we're just waiting for the Bob King Daniel Wallace bike now. We did. There was a 2-minute warning on this one, which gives the boys in the pits and the girls in the pits 2 minutes to get their bike on the track. So obviously a challenge for one of the teams, and if it's just this B division final. So he lost Bob. Well, maybe the damage with the chain has proved to be too much. Haven't been able to get it back on. I don't know how massively difficult that would be. I'd suggest substantially so. There's not a lot of... Oh yeah, there's some movement there. We've got someone coming through.
Come.
Yep. Don't be too quick on that gate.
Just as well, though. You're under a 2-minute warning from the referee, Trevor Williams.
Yeah. Here we go. Is this Kingy?
Oh, that looks like Rock Bryan come out on the circuit there. Perhaps this may be a B main, is it? I've got no idea.
Yeah, that's what I was a bit curious about.
There's another rider as well coming out. So
and that's the King and Heft, King and Wallace. This is Bryan and Heft. And this is the Sutherland crew. So this is what we're calling a B final.
Well, this is up for grabs, that's for sure.
It's totally up for grabs.
This could turn out to be one of the better races of the night. They're all fairly equal.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where they line up. You would imagine that Bryan and Heft to be out of 1. But maybe not.
No, they're not.
Oh, move over. Yeah. Bryan and Heft. And the blue is... oh no, Bryan and Heft, the blue at it too. Who's red on it? Sutherland. Okay. It's taken a while to sort this out. We're finally here. 4 laps. And a great start by Sutherland down low. Let's see if Rock and Heft can get around the outside. Oh, zoom past. Can they hold on to it? Rock Bryan, Courtney Heft looking for their first win of the night and a transfer to the A main. Bring it back down, Rock. Bring it back down. Stevie Sutherland giving chase. We'll try and get ourselves sorted here. It's not the Sutherland bike. In fact, it's the McMurray bike, and he's drifted away off the pace, which has let the 31 bike through. Matt Young on the side, it's Troy Craig, and see if they can make any ground up on Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft. I don't think they're going to, as McMurray and Williams go further back. They had it all to win at one stage. Now they're back to 3rd, but it's all way too late. And the winner will be, and going through to the A final, Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft. 70.29.
Well, Rock got the job done. He looked a little uncomfortable at times, but a win is a win.
So that was fascinating stuff.
Well, at least we've established now our A main for the sidecars. Nash Shield, Puster Seta, Liptrop Thomas and Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft.
Well done to Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft, because they had a bit of a battle there on their hands, but they got around the leading bike of McMurray and Williams. And I thought McMurray and Williams were going to come back at them, but they actually went back through the field instead.
Well, again, I'm looking forward to the 500cc race we've got in front of us. Mouth-watering stuff.
Now, what is this? This is not the B.
No,
this is not the B at all.
Just a straight-out final, I would say.
Well, there's a 500cc final 2. I don't. No. Okay. So maybe it's no.
Well, you've got the 4 top runners out there.
You have. So is it the final?
I would say so. Well, Matty Marsden's shown a clean pair of heels on one race. He's got out the start on a couple of times. Blake Russell likewise has won an event. I think Drew's on 2.
Blake Russell has put the bike back together. See if he can stay out in front. Blake Russell. Maybe he'll get the win in this one.
Here comes Dan.
Yep. And Dan knew what to do, how to get the win last time. He's going to follow him around. And Marsden will have to work hard to get in contention. Miller's not letting go at all. This is a real freight train, a superb demonstration of solo racing. Blake Russell got the bit between the teeth. Doesn't want to let this one go. Daniel Winchester can't quite get close enough to him. He's got to find somewhere on the track to make up that yardage, make up that meterage. Blake Russell, 1 to run. If this is the final, it is sensational. Russell down the back straight. Ahead of Dan Winchester. Forget the others. And Winnie's just locked it up a little bit. Russell takes the win. 64.02.
Good time.
64.02. Blake Russell, your winner.
Goodness me, courtesy of a great start there, Blake Russell just blew them apart.
But what a great ride by Blake. You can't take it away from him. It was superb.
And Grant, how good is it when you have a solo race like that and you've got no idea at the start who's going to win it? They all had a couple of wins.
It's what you want. It's absolutely what you want.
Brian Miller right in the mix of things there.
He'd be very happy with that because he had such a mixed season last year.
Oh, he just loves his solo racing, and if he's up in the big league, that'll suit him. He's a real fighter, a real competitor. And there's Blake Russell doing a few wheelies and a bit of a turn on the small track. Whoops, he can't handle that, so he's going back to the big one.
And there now, how difficult it is for the juniors.
Ty Wolfenden did the same thing when he was here in January a couple of years ago, and
it's tempting, isn't it?
He just blasted around that small junior track. It was sensational to watch.
So this is the flat tracker final. They're all out there. Goodness.
Well, hang on to your hats here, folks.
Yeah, I think it's just 4 laps. Okay.
See if Dean Condren can produce the good form he's had all evening.
Dino's got to get a good start, that's for sure. Someone's holding the hand up. Could be Coach East. All of the tribe's not there yet. Well, someone's off the back mark. Away we go. Yeah, Dean Condren jumps out first. Look at that gaggle through there, through 1 and 2. Condren ahead of Humphreys at this stage, and there's Brian Watson. He's in second. See if Brian can do anything this time round, because Dean Condren's led them a merry dance in every race so far. Big Brian's on the money. Stuart Humphreys back in third, and then Jordan Coleman up to fourth, followed by the 15 of Glenn Robbins, and then James Keane. But you can probably put the rest of them away. Condren continues to lead. It's not substantial, just a couple of bikes back is Brian Watson. It goes very high, does Dean Condren. That gives him an opportunity to wind it up and get away again from Brian Watson. We'll take a look at Jordan Coleman in third. We'll see who's in fourth. Oh, got one down. Just stay down, brother, stay down. So Condren continues to lead over Watson, Coleman, and then Robbins. The 4 bike is next, and that's James Keane. So the checkered's about to come out. And what's happened here? The 3 of Condren wins over the 8 of Watson. The Coleman was third, and the 15 of Glenn Robbins. Stuart Humphreys, all that a noise there, or is he just on the infield? But that was a good win. That was a very impressive win to Dean Condren.
Well,
he's taken the flat tracker final.
Been brilliant all night, Grant, hasn't he?
Yes.
Five out of 5.
You can't do any better than that.
No, and he's done it handsomely. He's just not just won them. He's blitzed the field and ridden very, very nicely.
He's got out of there first and stayed out in the lead.
Well, here we go. State 250cc championship up for grabs right here. Mitch may have the edge, but in a final, anything can happen, as we all know.
So we'll just see how they line up and who's in it.
Well, I can see, as we predicted, you've got Jack and Mitch, Colby Mason and Lincoln Metcalf. That's your field for the A final or the 250cc State Junior Championship. Right here at Pinjar Park Motorcycle Speedway. First meeting of the season. Big ask, isn't it, to win a championship on your first night of the season?
Yep, yep.
New bikes, new engines, new surface on the track. Nerves, you've got the lot.
Well, they've had 4 qualifying heats to bring us to this.
Well, may the best man win, and congratulations to all 4 finalists. They've done a great job up to date.
Jack McDermott looks like he's gone out of 1. Mitchell McDermott out of 2. Is that Lincoln Metcalf out of 3, and Colby Mason out of 4. Mitchell McDermott just got too much grunt there, and he's going to have to come back from 4th place it is now. And Jack McDermott is your leader. And Lincoln Metcalf going to work hard on the outside of him. Try and get around the outside. Here comes Mitchell McDermott back. Lincoln Metcalf in the lead. Will he surrender it? Well, he's had a shocking night, but he's in the A final. And he's leading at this stage. Mitchell McDermott down on the inside. Halfway home. Lincoln Metcalf, your leader. Here's Mitchell McDermott up into 2nd place now. I think Lincoln Metcalf will have the wind in his face and be riding oh so well at this point. The yellow's out. Lincoln Metcalf continues to lead. Mitchell McDermott is going to chase in 2nd. Jack McDermott's back in 3rd, but looks like between 3 and 4 that Lincoln Metcalf has put it all together. Is going to win it. Lincoln Metcalf 66-68. What a win over Mitchell McDermott.
Well, well, well.
There's a, well, we won't say a turn up for the books, but quite a surprising turn of events in these last couple of 250 solo rides. Jack McDermott back in third, and Colby Mason in fourth.
Well, dear oh dear, you can't take anything away from Lincoln Metcalf. He's a class act, got a brand new bike underneath him. He's had some rotten luck. But you'd have to feel sorry for Mitch McDermott, done everything right, 4 wins to get straight into the A main, blew the start, and good night nurse.
That's where it was, he did blow the start. That's entirely where it was.
He will be so dreadfully upset, but this is what makes champion Speedway riders. You've got to put those bad events behind you and get on with it, and he will. Well done, Lincoln. Absolutely superbly ridden. Didn't let all the bad luck get to him. He hung in there.
Yep.
And showed the class act that he is. Oops, Colby just had a little whoop-de-doo on the start line here.
Now the boys are there. Now I'm not quite sure how we're doing these presentations, because I would have presumed that we'd do the sidecars and then do both these lot at the same time. Yep, the sidecars are coming out, so I wouldn't be parked up there in a solo with the sidecars out there. Plenty of handshaking and hugs all around.
Well, there's Terry's dad, Lincoln's dad Terry, and Matt Marsden, Lincoln's mentor. So right there, you've got a 250cc state champion and a 500cc champion in Matt Marsden. How good is that? Well done, Lincoln. They're just pulling the bikes back onto the infield so that we can run this final for the Sidecar Stampede, and then we'll have the presentations. Well, this should be a cracker, Grant. I'm looking forward to it.
So let's go through that field there with Liptrot and Thomas blew out of 2 by the looks of it.
It looks like Jack Fuster's selected gate 1.
He has. This is interesting. If he can get a good start.
Well, the interesting thing is that Nash and Shield, who were second in the points, just a point behind Jack Fuster, has elected to go out of the...
He's out of 3.
The white gate in number 3 position off the pole. That's a bit of a surprise.
I might see something in it, but here we go. Oh, gets a rocket ship start, and Fuster gets underneath there, and can they go down the back straight? Fuster and Nash side by side. Nash going to try and lock him down. Can't quite do it. Jack Fuster grabs the lead. Reese Liptrot up into second now. Nash shuffled back to third. Liptrot into the side of Fuster and Thomas. Darren Nash gets through. This was always going to be the case. Nashy, once he gets in front, can he hold on? Liptrot and Thomas back into the lead. Oh, what a scrap. Liptrot and Thomas.
We've had 3 leaders so far.
Yep, indeed. Fuster and... Oh, down the back straight. Nashy, you're going to lose him. Oh, you're going to lose him. No, you've lost him. Oh. He's up on his feet.
Whoa,
he's going to run off.
Dear.
Yep. So this is Liptrot and Thomas. Back in third are Brian and Heft, but is this the checkered flag about to come out? It is. And your winner will be Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. They take the win.
Well, that race had everything.
Oh, it did. It did. So Darren has gone over to say good day to Ash because he took a massive tumble over there.
That was a huge tumble.
Yep.
And here's an action replay for you. You could see he was in all sorts of trouble going into turn 3. And finally he could hang on no longer.
Yep,
and
let go.
Off the side of the bike he went.
Let go. So Liptrot and Thomas have come over to have a yarn, and Fuster and Sita as well. All the boys are there. So that's that one. That was a brilliant race.
Well,
won in fine style by Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. Second home, Fuster and Sita. And then third would be Brian and Heft.
Here's another look at the CD Dodd action replay. Oh, you could see that was... what a shame. The lead changed 3 times in the first 2 laps, Grant.
It was a massive one. Absolutely brilliant race. So we'll go downstairs and we'll do some presentations, because it's been a fabulous night of racing, as to cap off our winner of the Western Australian 250cc solo title, Lincoln Metcalf, and our winner of the Sidecar Slam final tonight, Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. Out comes the Pinjar Park presentation truck and trailer, and we'll go down and do some work.
Well, don't go home, folks, if you can hang around for a little bit and cheer these people on as they get their championship status awarded to them. Feel free to go out in the infield if you like and mix it with the boys. Have a look at the bikes. There's a whole bunch of young fans here from Pickering Brook walking out on the infield. Well, they're running out in the infield. They're having a look at some of those sidecars. Well, best wishes to Ash Shield there. A huge tumble, and whilst he's on his feet, he's going to be a sore boy tomorrow, I can assure you of that. Grant will be with you in a moment for trophy presentations. In the meantime, enjoy a bit of music.
If you get a chance, Graham, you might want to just go through the calendar for the next couple of meetings. We've got state title for the sidecars coming up in December. We've got flat trackers title coming up fairly shortly as well.
I'm just desperately grasping for the calendar here, Grant, as you're talking.
Yeah, it's on the back page.
So yes,
yeah, we can do that.
Our next meeting, Saturday the 6th, right here at Pinjar Park Motorcycle Speedway, 6th of November, the flat track state title, and there may be a few surprises involved there. I'll wait until we get official confirmation of that, but don't miss it. It'll be a beauty.
Well, the defending champion of the WA flat track title is Matty Marsden. So, and he's also got his state solo title to defend, which comes up early in the new year. So I think Matt will be interested perhaps as to defend that state title in the flat trackers, but we'll wait and see, and we'll await further news from you. We got a lot of boys over here with the sidecars, with Ash Shield and Darren Nash over at that particular incident. So we will eventually get them all back over here for our presentations. And we will be starting with the 250cc boys. We'll do the solos for a start. So we're looking to get all of them over here. Colby Mason, have seen Colby wandering around, seen Jack McDermott, Mitchell McDermott, and Lincoln Metcalf. Get them all over here. It'll be good to see, and we'll jump up on the trailer itself. If you want to come this way, we'll get up here somehow. So we're going to do it from up here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's pretty good. So for those of you who might still be watching courtesy of the World Wide Web and courtesy of front row screens, we're going to get the boys up here. We're going to call them down in front for a start. We'll get the 250cc boys. We'll get on with the show with them. So Colby Mason, where are you, Colby? No, Colby's fourth, but I just want him to be up here next to the other fellas. It'd be nice. So we'll get Colby up here. You came up into the A final the hard way. You won the B final, Colby, and pretty tough assignment there in the A final, though.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but could have done a bit of a start, but they'll be all right.
Well, there's always the next meeting, and I reckon you're on the way up. One of the boys from Pickering Brook. You've had a whole bunch of fans come down tonight. Colby Mason, well done. Okay, let's get third place up here. The tall man, Jack McDermott. Jump up here when you get a chance, Jack. I reckon you're tall enough to do it. Well done, mate. Congratulations. You can stand up there, then you'll be way taller than me and I can hold this up. So I'm hearing third place tonight. Congratulations. You probably would have liked to have gone out winning the 250 title, but I'm hearing you're going to move to 500s. Is that the story?
Yeah, so next meeting I should be on the 500, but if that's not ready I'll be on 250 again. But yeah, hopefully no more 250s.
Just stay with the 250s until the 500's available and then you're 500 forever.
Yeah, that's how we want it to go.
Congratulations on your third place tonight, Western Australian solo title for 250s. Second place, your brother, Mitchell McDermott. Well done, Mitchell. No, come on, don't forget the trophy. So the boys from CIC have provided the trophies and the sponsorship tonight. Good to have them and along. So Mitchell, come along over here. We'll follow you. Now, I've got to ask you a really tough question, but I usually get to ask you tough questions. If you hadn't missed the start, what do you reckon?
Well, I would have thought that I would got like first, but it happens. So I was good at the start. It's just if I kept it going, it would have been better.
It certainly would have been. You rode magnificently because you were back and forth there at one point. What did you think at that stage? Can you remember what you thought when you were fourth?
Yeah, all I was just thinking about is just choosing the right lines and see what way I can get to the front. But other than that, I was just hoping to get to the front.
We enjoy your racing. Great to have you here at Pinjar Park again. Mitchell McDermott, congratulations on your second place. Okay, let's move to our winner. He did it the hard way tonight. It was a pretty tough assignment because I think he's had some engine problems and then managed to drop the model at one stage and only just scraped it through to the A final. But when he got there, he showed us what he's made of. Lincoln Metcalf. Well done, Lincoln. Get you up here. You can good it. Hat on? Oh, hat off. Someone says this. Oh, nice haircut. Yeah, all right. Well done. Congratulations. Good to see you. Serious question again, like I put to Mitchell, but earlier in the night, you came down here in turn 4, and you'd also had some problems earlier on with the bike. You're thinking at that point, because I saw you sitting here on the infield and you were just sitting there, and I thought you're probably thinking it's not my night.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't my night, but ended up being. But I'd like to thank Steve, Matt, Tim and Dad for helping me all throughout the night. And I'd like to thank Mitchell, Jack and Colby for the competition. And yeah, that's all.
Not going to thank Mum and Dad?
I already thanked Dad.
Mitchell McDermott, second place. Third place, Jack McDermott. Fourth place, Colby Mason. Colby's disappeared on us. Jump up on the podium there, Lincoln, and some people can get some photos of you. Just getting some happy snaps of our podium at the Western Australian state title for the 250cc's and 4 great young riders. Jack McDermott, who's heading very shortly to the 500s, but Colby and Lincoln and Mitchell will be staying around to run the 250s for the rest of the season and certainly showing us what class they are. And congratulations to the 3 of them. Plenty of hardware there. So we're going to do the sidecar presentations now. And if Rock Bryan and Courtney Heft are here, we'll get third place. Well, one more happy snap. Brilliant stuff, fellas. Congratulations, Lincoln. Looking forward to seeing you run again. Okay, let's get on with the sidecars. Can we get Rock and Courtney over here, please? Yep. So third place tonight in the sidecar slam, and what a brilliant last race it was. And these two people put on a great display of racing. Rock and Courtney, you just do our presentations, and you've got more work to do here, Deb, I know. Yeah, totally. So we'll and the trophy's out. So presentation by Paul from CIC. And we'll get up here, Rock and Courtney, because that's what it's all about. Just grab a really quick word with you. Now, what sort of a view did you have of that race, Courtney? You're back there in fourth place for a long time. You've eventually ended up third. Congratulations on that. But what sort of a view did you have of the stuff in front of you?
Yeah, it's a bit hard to say it goes quick. I'll just look at the front.
So far away you couldn't see him, do you reckon?
Yeah, just don't really know what was going on.
What about you? And I've seen you ride before, but I don't think I've seen you ride with Rock. So you're getting used to it.
Yeah, keep practicing and get better, and yeah.
And stay on the bike. Rock, good to see you. Congratulations. Always good to talk. Are you still up in the goldfields, or you are? Okay, so you make a big commitment. I don't know. You came through the B, you won the B, and then you jumped into the A. You're up against some pretty tough opposition. What are you thinking at the start line?
I was resigned to come in fourth. Like, I'd be happy with that. We were lucky we jagged a third. Sad for Nash and Ash, but they're all well, so we'll take it.
Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely Wick Sidecars, Wisdom of the Oracle, Kalgoorlie, RCA Civil. Yeah.
You've done it all. Safe travelling back to Kalgoorlie.
Thank you, mate.
Not a problem. Rock Bryan, Courtney have to finish third. Don't go away, because we've got to get everyone up here to take photos, so you're back over here. It's pretty difficult, I know. Jack and Jonah, where are you? Jack Fuster, Jonah Sita. Okay, come and collect the goodies. All right, boys, let's get up here. We'll put you there. Look at that. Okay, now you boys are coming together pretty well as a team. I've spoken to you before, I know, and you've got a lot of support and a lot of following. I noticed, Jonah, you gave a big pat in the back to Jack on a couple of occasions after the races. It's great teamwork. That last race was certainly the race of the night as far as the sidecars were concerned. What was going through your mind as you're mixing it with Reese and Jesse and Darren and Ash? What was happening up here?
To be honest, not much. Brett Ever's been giving me a little bit of coaching, and I kind of forget the whole race after it happens.
How do you get coached? Serious question. How do you get coached?
I don't know. Brett's a wise man. He's probably got more experience than most people here in the seat. He just tells me what to do, and I kind of put it in my own way.
Jonah, nice talking to you. Always good talking to you. And Jack, it's great to see you back here, because I thought maybe that you were going to go off and pursue some professional pursuit, but it's great to have you racing sidecars. The competition tonight was superb, a limited field in a sense, but when you're up against Nashi and you're up against Reese, always a tough assignment.
Yeah, it certainly was a tough race, and I'm pretty happy with the night overall, though. A good result, I guess, so yeah, pretty happy with that.
You managed to keep the bike on a low line most of the night. You didn't tend to drift up, so is the bike going exactly where you wanted at this point?
Yeah, we felt good riding it down low there. It felt like a good line, apexing the corners there, and seemed to go right, yeah.
Congratulations, Jack Fuster, Jonah Cedar, who've run second in this Sidecar Slam. And we'll get the winners over here. We get Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas to join us. Some trophies to collect, boys. I don't know where they've gone. Oh, here they are. Okay. Paul's going to give those to you from CIC. Try not to fall over, Reese. It's good to see you. I don't know if you want to get all the way up there now. Can you do that or not? You can do it. Okay, Jesse. Get to speak to you guys on a reasonably regular basis. Maybe I should have kept you down here now. I'm thinking about no, stay there. I've said to everybody else, I mean, it was a real dice. It was classic sidecar racing. You know, you've gone from first to third to second, back to first. How do you keep it all together?
Yeah, again, like Jack said, mate, I don't remember too much of that race. I want to go back and watch it. It was close racing. 1 minute I was in third, the next I was out front. So, no, it was good.
You had a couple of what I would say engine problems towards the end of last season, but you seem to have got those sorted.
Yeah, they weren't exactly engine problems. We had the fuel system issue. I've got a couple of small issues, and we had the new bike, and we just couldn't get that set up. But no, we had a good one tonight. Brilliant.
Job well done, Reese Liptrot. Jesse Thomas hanging off the side as normal, and you've been doing that for a couple of years, and you're pretty happy with it. What was your interpretation of everything that was going on around? I've asked Jada, I've asked Courtney, I've asked the passengers. What did you get to see?
Well, again, it's very similar to what everyone else says. You know, you sort of go out there and everything's going so fast. I actually quite like the big screen because you can have a quick look to see where everyone else is. But apart from that, it just all goes so quick, and before you know it, the race is over. So,
are you serious about the big screen, having a look at it?
Oh yeah, 100%. You can just look up to the left and it's right there.
I'm sure you can. You're a brave man. Well done, guys. The winners of the Sidecar Slam tonight, Reese Liptrot and Jesse Thomas. Our place getters. Let you get a few photos, videos, whatever you want to do. So, folks, we're back here on the 6th of November for our next meeting, which is the Western Australian Flat Track title, with a few surprises, I'm told. So looking forward to that one. Also a full night of solo and sidecar racing. Juniors, seniors, the whole works. And then from memory, just going from memory, in the middle of December we've got the Western Australian Sidecar Championship with these guys here that you've just seen, plus a whole lot more. So wish you well. Thanks for your company tonight at Pinjar Park. Thank you to Front Row Screens for live broadcasting us and streaming us across the world. Until we meet again, may your Speedway God go with you.
The future is now, not backing down, 'cause the future is now.